All right, we're in it. Hello and welcome. It's Tuesday here on Longshot, which means we're playing Terraform. We don't have the amazing Taylor Ann Tracy with us right now. She's currently just flying all the way up in the air, doing some stuff, getting some things handled. But we do have the amazing Vloxen with us, who is one of our moderators. She's the best of us. She's an absolute bean. So we're doing a one-shot. There is a faction within the city of Dragon's End that the heroes of Terraform helped build, called the Vanguard of the Hunt. And what the Vanguard of the Hunt does is they're kind of in charge of mapping out the area, getting scouting information, as well as when needed, they can be summoned back to be a martial cavalry force. All of the amazing players here tonight, they also have horses. I'm Sir Fester. Spackles. Thank you, Spackles. Thank you for being here with us. I am Sir Feffers. I will be the DM tonight. We have some shenanigans. The party has been tasked with scouting out one of the northern dwarven ruins, and that is kind of the area we'll be diving into today. Ben, take it away.
Hello. My name is Ben Brainerd, and I'll be playing Trippy Saint Atrieve. I joined the Vanguard of the Hunt because my friend Triple Dog dared me to, and you can't go back on that.
You can't go back on a Triple Dog dare, bro.
And now I'm in it. Figured I might as well get good at it. So here I am. Jake.
Hi, I'm Cripple Jake. I'm playing Argon, and I couldn't think of a last name because my creativity is that of something that's not creative. Anyway, he is a high elf artificer, and he is shouldn't be a tank, but because he's an intellect boy, but somehow he's the tank.
But here we are.
He's like big, intimidating, but he's also a bean who just wants to protect his friends. And that's pretty much his whole thing. Vloxen, go ahead.
Hi, I'm playing Dedith. She is a wood elf druid, Circle of the Spores, and she's just kind of over it. She's happy that there's nature. She's happy to be outside. She's not happy about anybody else right now.
Just right now? What did we do to you recently?
Yeah. Dorky, you go. You look unprepared.
Hi guys, I was organizing my dice again. Hi guys, I'm that dorky cosplayer. I am playing Melora Morealis, and she is a kind of shorter, she's probably about like 5'4", very short, like pixie cut hair, and she's not shy, but she's also not very like outgoing. Like if you don't talk to her, she's probably not going to talk to you. It's also not a rude thing. She just doesn't really talk. And she seems very nice, but unless you know her pretty well, you realize that a lot of her niceties normally have a self-preservation goal in it. So if she's really paying attention to you talking, normally it's because in her head she's like, I need this information for myself in the future, not necessarily out of a respect thing. And yeah, it's gonna be fun stuff. And George?
Real quick before we start, Amanda, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. Ah! All right, George, go ahead.
Love it. Hi, I'm Good Grief George. I am on a huge Dragonlance kick right now, ever since the Fizbin book was announced and is now out, and it's amazing, and everyone should go buy the new Fizbin book. So I decided to recreate one of the characters in that book that was part of the companionship, and that is Tanis Half Elven, also known as Tandalas Crisif Nan Pan. That's his elvish name. He is half elf, and I know, right? He is calm, he's honest, and he's generally good. And he has a lot of self-doubts about himself because of his history, but that's okay. It's fine. He's grown up to be kind of a nonchalant leader when needed. So that's what I'm doing today.
Which leaves us... Is that everyone?
It's everyone.
That is
That's
everyone.
everyone. Heck, I didn't have the music prepped. And a bonk and a bonk. And we will jump right in. Excellent. So, the party has been out. The Vanguard of the Hunt, Detingent, has been out in the woods for, let's say, weeks. Scouting out different areas, bringing back information if any of the natives were found or any trace of them. The located mark, bring it back to an outpost, and then head back out. Currently, the party is on their way to the keep. It is known as Keep Venture. You've never been there. No one has. All the party knows is that there is a keep up there, and if it's empty, that could be a fantastic stronghold. And you also know it is one of the access points to go underground, where this dwarven ruin is. This keep was the meeting place hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands and thousands of years ago, when the dwarves lived underground on this island and the giants lived on the surface. This keep was kind of, after a peace pact was made as to be the meeting place. Curtains up, with the party making their way through this tiny trail in the mountain ranges. You're in the northern parts of the spine of the Sunton Isles. It's about midday. It's getting chilly.
What is our goal?
Your
Did you
goal
say?
is to basically investigate this keep and, if you can, map out the dwarven ruins below.
How far away are we from it?
Couple of hours probably.
Are we on our spackles?
You are. As you continue to move forward, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, well, let's just glump that way.
I guess I will note, I didn't say this in my intro, but Melora does have a dwarf hamster, and currently the dwarf hamster is also the horse and the dwarf hamster, very familiar with each other, very Disney character-esque. That's buddies right there. And so right now the dwarf hamster is like running through the mane of the horse, just like playing hide and seek, and occasionally Melora is like booping his nose, being like, I found you, I found you. And that's what she's preoccupied with.
Got you. As you're doing that, you're continuing on, and you look over and do a little double take, and you see, because it's all just been sparse mountain terrain, the occasional scraggly bush that's holding on for dear life. There's not much soil. But you look again and you see a small patch of iridescent moss, and you kind of look up and look forward, and you can see that the trail actually goes winding into this forest, a forest that has no right being here by anyone who knows anything about biomes and terrain and the like. Not very tall forests, but you see some stunted trees and many fungi, mushrooms just kind of crusted up on all the walls, glowing faintly. Druid, make a survival check or a history check. You'll love the miniature hamster.
19.
19. Okay. These should not be here. And with a 19, you actually identify that these are Underdark biome mushrooms. They have no right being here at all. These are the fauna that belong deep underground.
Can they even survive for very long out here?
Yeah.
Some kind of magic must be at work, because this place is thick. It also specifies that if you were to look for game to feed yourself in this particular area, you find double what you normally would roll for.
Oh.
Gonna relay that information to the party and tell everybody else. Just that these mushrooms aren't supposed to grow here. They're supposed to be in the Underdark.
Will I die if I eat them?
Well, maybe
probably
they were
not.
not cooked properly.
You do see a
It's
few that he should avoid, but
Are they in
look.
direct sunlight?
They are. But you can
don't-
see multiple ones that are edible.
You can't eat that one, or that one, but that one you can.
Oh, all right. What do those ones do? And I point at the ones that'll kill me.
They are poisonous. One of them, which has kind of this almost like a shaking aspect to it, it's just kind of vibrating and like giving off a low hum, can give you paralysis. You see another one that's kind of oozing this red liquid, and that one is poisonous. The third one is just black and just has like a bit of its shadow is over dark.
Might as well have the
Okay.
skull and crossbones on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, then I would like to pack those up.
Okay, so you get down, go ahead and make a survival check as you attempt to salvage this.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Guidance.
Melora is
I
gonna
don't know.
stop just to watch this to see how it goes. Just
Be careful with the.
Curiosity.
Those are like toxic, so just like don't pick
But
it in
it-
such a certain way. That's my guidance. There.
Yeah.
I'll
Because
also
it's
help.
it's
Okay.
it's
He's gonna
intellect
say-
based. It's
So-
got to be a reason.
So Ben,
Survival
roll an
at
advantage and
with the
add the
D4.
guidance as well. To I guess
Listen,
one
even the
of
most poisonous of mushrooms can be eaten if cooked properly.
How about a 21?
Okay, which ones are you going? You just going for all of them?
All of them, absolutely.
Okay.
I was just kind of like get a cloth
With
out.
a
wrap 'em
21,
up.
yeah, I'll say that a cloth probably isn't the best idea. Maybe like a jar, something glass and suck.
I was just
stop
gonna
her.
grab them with the thing.
Oh
and
well,
put
then
it
yes,
into,
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As you the first two are good. The dark one, as you pick it, with such a high roll, your senses briefly fade and then snap back into severity,
Whoa.
into
You
clarity.
guys gotta sniff this.
I don't think I'll be doing that. Thank you, though.
No,
Yeah, all
thanks.
right. Well,
Not this
I'll
time.
keep it for later. We'll try again in a little bit.
Maybe when I want to like take a long rest, maybe we'll do it then.
I still will not be sniffing the mushroom then. Thank you,
Hey,
though.
look, more mushroom sniff for me. That's fine.
The party
Have it
continues
all.
onward. Are you foraging any of the normal mushrooms?
For sure.
Everything
Yeah.
you guys bring back to the head of the Vanguard of the Hunt is useful information.
Yeah, I would think we're probably all, if we see something new, we're probably
Okay.
trying to grab it.
Take a sample.
I'm also proficient with cartographer's tools,
Perfect.
so I'll just make a quick little map sketch.
Sure. So let's say you're the map guy in the party,
map
and it's
guy.
essential.
I was
that
gonna
that's the
say,
map
thank
guy.
goodness someone took that on, because I skipped right over it.
You're like, not this time.
Not me.
Oh, I will say that Ben, what is your name?
Trippy.
Trippy. Thank you. I will say
I
that
keep wanting to call you Tippy.
Trippy, the maps you are working with do have Bridee's signature on them.
Ah.
And so
Nice
you're
little-
like basically trying to do the zoom in and fill out key information. And basically all you see from Bridee's map is that she learned while she was checking out the giant ruins that is to the east and south of you guys, that it's just marked that somewhere up here there's a keep called Keep Venture. So, Brady, thanks for sending this party off to their death.
I was gonna say, I feel like Brady probably also used her little symbols and stuff, so that must have been very annoying to have to explain it to him. Like, okay, the star means this, and the hearts mean this.
That's probably just right
A
up
little
my character's
flower
alley.
is this.
Oh
so
yeah,
he just
no,
loved
the star, absolutely. Yeah, no, I do the same thing.
Trying to crack the Brady code. You guys
It has a
move.
little legend in the bottom corner. Like this is it.
You guys also do know from, actually, that has not been recanted. Never mind. Brady, would you have mentioned on your map that you guys saw a ancient red dragon fly over the giant lands? Okay.
She probably would have drew a dragon and then like little dotted lines for where she saw it come from and where it went.
Okay, so that might determine this last mile of approach for you guys. In the episode where the party crept into the giant ruins, an ancient red dragon flew over, and they just like rabbited, like just on the ground, tried to stay still and managed to not interact with the dragon at all. But you know that almost on a schedule, this red dragon will appear and fly. The past couple of days, the party would have, stayed would have stayed hidden, and just to try to see for themselves and kind of get a feel for it. But no red dragon has appeared. What's the marching order of this last mile?
I'm probably first because
I'll be
taking the
behind
lead.
or in the middle. I don't know. Wait, what was everyone's stats?
Who would like to be
I'll
second?
be somewhere.
I'll be second.
Okay. Tannis
Not at
second.
the end.
Not at the back.
I'll take.
You'll take the back? Okay.
I was gonna take the 6 so I could ride on my horse backwards with my map out. Just
You can have it then.
Okay. With Trippy going backwards, the horse being like...
Austin, we could put Dorky in the middle.
Okay.
I'm like leaning back on its mane, just kind of
Okay.
writing on the map.
Sure. You're about halfway through this last mile when two things happen. One, the ocean opens up. The mountains part in this narrow cliff of a wall of a road that you guys are kind of going single file along. Just bottoms out on one side, and there's just open ocean. You can vaguely hear a massive waterfall from somewhere ahead. And
When
as
you say it opens up, are you saying like we're walking along and it's flat and then it just goes like that?
So
or...
you're going along, and then on the side of the trail of this road is just empty, hundreds of feet drop down to the ocean.
And it's
Cliff.
been like that, is what you're saying.
It does
Like,
look-
this wasn't just like a random magical thing that just
Make a
it's gone now.
Make a perception check.
can that be anyone who's looking at it and seeing it?
I'll say that he thought of it, so I'm gonna have him.
I'm
roll
just
for it.
curious as to what you're trying to describe to us. Are we just like, and then there's a sheer cliff face and it's open ocean, or we're just
On the
walking
side.
and stuff happens?
No. So you guys are going along, and then you get to an opening. Your path goes from mountains on both sides to mountains on one side,
Oh.
open ocean
Okay,
on the
so
other.
suddenly isn't suddenly appearing out
Oh.
of just.
My bad. Yes.
See, I was just trying to understand what you were.
My bad.
Like, is
my
this a
bad.
suddenly bear situation, or is this just how movement works?
So okay, so there's a mountain on one side, and now we can see
Open ocean
and it,
to the
open
north.
ocean,
You guys are traveling
Okay.
east.
and the keep is to the north.
The keep is continuing east. Yes. Northeast.
Okay.
So you have reached
then-
essentially the northernmost part of the island, looking off the island to the north.
How
traveling
large is
east.
our path?
It's
the path
it's
we're
very
on?
narrow. So just one horse in a row.
I don't like that.
The second thing that happens is there is a rumble The ground shakes.
Don't like that.
I like that even less.
Yeah, I like that less.
Now, and everyone immediately has the moment of like looks up the mountain to make sure they're okay from rocks falling and everyone dies.
I'm already looking back up, so.
Yeah, you're like, oh, the ocean. But your path ahead does have a bit of an avalanche. And you watch as maybe 40 feet of rocks pile into the road before you, plummeting over the side a bit into the ocean.
Just now.
Just now.
There's a rumble and then rocks fell. Well then I would like to look up to see if I could see anything that caused the rocks to fall.
Perception check.
Okay.
And I'll allow everyone to make that perception check.
Okay. And can the horses, would we be able to lead our horses over the rocks? Or is it too tall?
Not by normal means. I don't know what the party is equipped with, so I'm not going to say no right out.
Jake, you gave me guidance on that?
Did.
Okay, what are the rules? I can roll it after I know my roll, but before I know the outcome?
Yeah.
I
think so.
guess.
Did we all
So I
get
have-
guidance?
No.
So I have
No, just one willing creature.
One.
I have Psi bolstered knack, and I get to roll that after I know whether or not I have failed.
You can just roll before or after making the ability check. It doesn't say.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 19 in the perception check.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
19 as well.
Okay. Everybody else?
Oh, I got a 5.
Here's
5,
6.
6. Vloxen?
8.
8. Okay. Trippy and Melora, you're able to determine that it was not something done intentionally up on the mountainside. You can see a few birds kind of coming back down to rest on the area, which implies the danger was not up there.
In a low enough voice, to not raising my voice, obviously, but just kind of relays that, like, hey, you see the birds, like, that means it wasn't up there,
Okay.
clearly.
Oh, look at the ocean. Anything over there?
Make a perception check.
Maybe the first thing to do is to
15.
find
Maybe-
safer ground.
Yeah.
May we all join the perception check at looking at the ocean?
I'll just give the information with this 15. You see a
Okay.
distant dead carcass floating in the ocean. And judging by the birds that are trying to feast on it, it's colossal. Some kind of dead sea serpent is floating out in the ocean.
Oh, Tippy, you might want to note that.
Something big and dead, which means something bigger killed it.
Or
I could have died of like hunger.
Not something like that.
how
Or
far
could have
from
died
Dragon's
of
End are we?
mushrooms.
You are many. If you want me to put an actual number on it, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're 2.5 weeks of hard riding away.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that in leagues.
Yeah, at the speed. If
And
we're
he kind of
going
waits, like, what's that in stone?
if we're running at like say 16 knots, like what
Yeah.
are we?
You're gonna have to tell me the constantly. I'm gonna use my sextant to really figure
Well,
this
since
out.
it's in the
If it-
ocean, I want nautical miles.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
I am so confused.
If a train leaves Dragon's End on Tuesday, traveling
Oh,
east,
shut up.
My
How
answer
long
is it
before it
can't.
crosses the dead sea serpent?
Can't. There's an elephant in the way.
how far away is this? Does this thing look from us? The dead body in the ocean?
We're gonna go with 17 nautical miles. It's a very, very speck out there, but
Super far away.
super far away, and it looks like it's been dead for a couple of days.
Were there history, or was there like, when the Endeavor first arrived? I know there was a lot of like gravity explosions and stuff, but was there a giant sea serpent involved in that as well?
There were these dark tentacles that was taking only dead bodies down into the depths.
Yeah,
And sharks.
Thranduin died to a giant explosion
Cannonball,
or something.
a cannonball,
Yeah, it was
or
a cannonball.
a rock.
Okay,
We just ripped him in half.
that's right.
Angry
So
Bird
fun.
style.
So fun for him.
Good times.
He loved that so much.
Have we been having problems with delivering more like supplies and or people to the
As of late,
continent since
no.
then?
There was a brief embargo where Drogar the Insatiable showed up and tried to cut the place off and take it for himself, but the heroes of Dragon's End intervened once again and managed to solve that problem. Since then, most of the trade has been with the northern continent. But trade back to the Endeavor has been established as well. The city of Dragon's End, once a village, is now quite profound. It's very large now. And the Undercity is also established with the E1T.
This might actually be very important. If the giant tentacled monster is destroyed, then we'll have even easier access traveling. We'll be able to establish something up here, much like Dragon's End, but in the north.
Yeah, I'm still concerned with what might have killed it, though, before start thinking about taking over this area.
May I suggest old age?
To his
No,
point,
you may not.
to his point, we don't know. We don't know if
Possibly
there was a threat or not.
Drowning?
I'm gonna say
Even less
it's
likely.
probably
Less
safe
to your
roll.
point.
I don't know. It's in the ocean, so
People drown out there, man. So
But like sometimes we choke on our own saliva, so like who knows? It could have been something crazy.
We
you
choke on
can
air,
drown.
choked on water.
You can drown in 1 inch of water. This is a whole ocean.
Darn that dihydromonoxide. All right, so
It'll get ya.
oh, okay. Well,
We
the
need to
second
find a
point
way
not as
down.
fun, or not as right, but you're right. Like it could have just been all. We don't know, and maybe we should try and figure that out. But I don't know how to do that since it's so far away.
Let's remain on task. Our mission was not to find out what killed the giant thing in the water. Our mission is to find what our mission is, and I say it because I forgot our mission. Go
investigating
to
the
the thing.
keep is the
Yeah.
pre-mission.
Well, you've got
and then-
magic, right? Just blow the rocks up and get them out of the path.
You got a hard head. Why don't you
Hold
just hit it
on.
with your head?
Hold your horses. That was a good one.
Hold
I'm
your
gonna write that
spackles.
down in the margins of this map. Just give me a second, really quick. Use your
Melora
head
made a
to just
very
start it up.
funny
Okay.
joke yesterday.
I note the time and the location. Melora's funny joke, and just do this little circle. with a
Brady
happy
would be
face.
proud.
And I go,
If I bash
all
my
right.
heads against the rocks, then you wouldn't have any brains to tell you what to do.
Well, there would be
Okay.
one
All
at
right,
least.
you two.
40
All
feet
right.
high,
Calm down.
unstable rubble of the rocks.
Your fingers you're just still doing this. I'm
Here's
sorry.
the deal. I haven't even turned around to face you yet. I'm just like sitting. I'm leaning back on my spackle. My arms are crossed. I'm just like waving my arm up in the air. And just
Oh,
going,
she never
"Wait."
actually looks at Tippy very much. She knows his shenanigans, so she's just like, whatever.
Yes. Wait one flip flap in a second here, folks. There was a rumble, and I think we should guess how hard it was and how far away it was. I say it was probably a 3 located in Sacramento. Anyone else?
Tippy, she's just gonna
I
be
don't
like,
Judging
right
by
now we should figure out how to get off of this very, very narrow little path. That should
Would-
be our goal. We can guess rumble locations later. Yes?
Well,
5.
Fef.
that's valid what you're saying, but judging by I think Sacramento was right, but judging by the vibrations, I'd say it's like
Oh
a
my
3.5.
I was gonna say, Fef. Is there a roll that you can have me make to guess, to like feel like to see which direction the rumble came in or how big it
Yes.
was? Okay.
Make a
Perception?
No.
Is it
Could
called
the druid
nature
also,
check?
because like nature?
Yeah, that'd be a
like-
nature check.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, the druid can join in on that.
We were on
like she would be
horses, so
very
like I don't know how
into-
accurate that would be.
Dirty
Through
20.
the horse. You are one with the horse, so.
Well, I can just lean out and touch the rock, I guess.
That's a 5.
It's a 5.
Ah, gosh
Druid's
dang it.
like, I don't know, and
I got a dirty 20. on
and
mine.
Trippy is like, that's because it was clearly from underground.
So is this? So we're up to the rocks at this point. Are they in our way? Can we not go any further?
They are in your way.
Okay.
So it's
I
like
just
the
kinda-
cliffside turns back into the mountain ranges, right? Mountains on both sides. Rocks come down from the mountains, and some pour over the side, but plug up that path.
Right.
You can see and now that Tanis, you've kind of gone up and kind of looked at the situation proper. You can see that many of the mushrooms have been destroyed, and that there's a faint cloud over the rubble of kind of spores.
Okay.
That smells real good.
Is there enough
Laura?
room on the? Sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
What were
Floxen.
you gonna say?
Is there enough room on the path for us to get off the horse?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know.
Tell you what, Dadath, check out that cloud, figure out what's going on with that, how deadly it's going to be for us and our spackles, because we don't want to necessarily cause them to
breathe.
die and you know, etc. We have to carry our own stuff. Melora, if you have a magical way of getting around this and or moving this, that would be great. Trippy, if you can find a way around not magically, maybe it
Don't-
opened up a cave somewhere.
Don't suggest that she help with magic. She'll just suggest smacking your head against it.
only because the two of you are always like that.
Also, guidance
Just
for
to you.
Druid. Guidance for Druid to check things.
That's better. Nature check
Nature
on
check.
spores. 16. Oh,
16.
guidance. What's guidance? How much?
That is a D4.
A D4.
18.
18. Okay. Depending on your roll, as you inhale these fumes, you will either be given a sense of euphoria or horrible visions.
Neither one of those sound too bad for me.
It's gonna go really good or really bad. I think we should get Trippy to try it out first.
Trippy's namesake just
The only thing I have is I could put some acid on it, but I would want to be up high enough to pour it down on it to cover more ground.
Is that a cantrip?
So, yeah,
Nice.
acid splash.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Because it's a cantrip, you can just keep doing it until it
Yeah.
Could consistently druidcraft a tiny puff of wind.
Okay.
All gone.
No, that's solid. You're up in the mountains.
Can I mend the mountain back together?
No.
This little
Just
piece
do that
here,
thing!
this little
no.
piece here, this little piece here.
Just do that thing Brady does. Stick it together and sing a song. It always fixes
Feels
things.
like-
It's like a puzzle. It's fine.
It's like Fix-It
Do you have
Felix
anything?
in his
Look.
early years, just like
Look, I have mending and I'm proficient with tools, so I can just.
Do you have ways of creating something that we can get over this?
Druid,
I'm
can you make
proficient in
vines, like a vine bridge over it?
How high is it? 40 feet?
40
of rock
feet.
in front of us?
40 feet over.
How is that? How high the mountain itself is? As well?
No, hundreds of feet.
Oh, okay.
If I cast Entangle on it, would that hold the rocks in place long enough for us to get over it? It's a 20-foot square.
It's designed to entrap, like magically entrap creatures.
So I'm gonna say no.
Hey, while
But
they're
try it anyway.
figuring out the rock thing,
Okay.
I'm just gonna slip off the spackle and look around in the general area. We'll go back down the path a bit and like look around to see if anything opened up, possibly.
Okay. You see a small. You back up a bit, and you see a small little hole that's kind of been exposed. It was covered over by moss. You would be able to reach your arm in there.
Interesting. Anyone want to stick their hand in a mysterious hole?
That definitely sounds like a you thing.
Did you find something?
I found a hole that's big enough for an arm.
Or a miniature gerbil.
Not a chance.
And oddly enough, as soon as I found this hole, both of my arms disappeared. I have
No, that's fine. I'll do that.
Ah, I knew you would.
Now you got to write down your joke on the little map.
What joke?
Thanks for searching. He can't write down anything.
Arms are gone.
He's the worst
More-
mapsmatician, cartographer in existence. He's just
Sorry,
using
I can't
his
stick
hands.
my hand.
He's putting an arm in there like he doesn't have any more arms.
Can't stick my hand in a hole. I gotta use them to write maps.
What's he find?
Who's sticking their arm in? Okay.
And it's-
Honestly, you don't find much, but you do find multiple floating rocks in there. And by your experience, you've discovered a little pocket of non-gravity, of where gravity doesn't exist. Judging by the little rocks and debris that are floating around.
I'd thought about that possibility too because of the whole gravity thing on this freaking continent. And it's in my hand, like hand sized.
No, as you pull out
Pockets.
some of the debris, it returns to just landing in your hand. So inside
like
that
the-
little hole,
yeah, it's
there's
just
no gravity.
What's the hole made of? Is this rock?
Just rock, yeah.
Dirt. Just
Yeah.
rock.
It's just
How-
sheer cliff face and
How
kind of cracked
easily cracked open can we make it now?
open. Strength check.
I mean, doesn't one of us have mold earth?
That does not work on stone.
Stone.
You can make images on the stone, but you can't move the stone around. Jake.
Question: how how thick is the rubble? Like, how much of the path is like?
It's completely
does it go?
it's completely plugged up trench, about 40 feet high, let's say 10 feet wide or thick.
Okay, 40. Okay, 40.
Yeah, consisting of larger boulders and smaller ones.
I was gonna try Thunderwave, but it looks like that might not.
Oh, this looks like it might just be a job of us digging our way into it.
I mean, you got
I
the
have,
acid
like-
splash.
And also acid splash.
Well,
Dorky.
You
I have to
moved it, Dorky.
continuously update the map if you guys are gonna excavate.
I also have no, I don't think that'll work. But I also have shocking grass.
That's probably not going to be applicable.
Why
Not
don't we just
send
have the
electricity
guy-
through it.
Electric
Why
is
don't we
weak
just-
against ground type, so I mean,
Why don't we just have the guy with electric gauntlets punch the mountain a few times?
The guy in the like Tony Stark suit of armor goes, huh?
well, we can bust through
I mean-
this, or we can try acid splash. Either way,
It doesn't
there's-
have any additional effects, like concussive.
My
or anything like
only
that. It's
concern
just-
with using a brute force technique is causing any more rumbling or, causing any shaking of any kind because of where we are.
That's fair.
Or causing the
Um,
rock behind us and block us in this spot.
Like, is this
Yeah.
the only path, or
Yes.
It's all we've
Okay.
discovered
know
so
of.
far. So if you'd like, we can have Trippy continue to search while we acid splash our way through here. Does that sound
There's a
fair?
person behind you, Ben.
That actually
Yeah, no.
scared
That
That
me
did
so
spook
bad.
me a little.
My roommates just got back.
All right, cool.
You're like, in case you didn't know, there's a person there. There's a person there.
All right,
I'll go look around for more stuff.
all right. As
Argon, you want to follow him? Don't ever go alone. Especially
I'll
now with the
bring
rocks falling
spackle.
everywhere.
It's dangerous to go alone.
take this,
Okay.
hamster.
Look, y'all can
No.
stay here and work on stuff. I have here. Look, we'll just.
Bring the druid. Bring the druid at least.
I have 5 hours. I've just established telepathic communication with George and I guess you can't see who I'm pointing at on my Zoom, but Jake.
okay?
I was like, yeah, I was trying to look at the stream.
I'm trying to remember what your
Argon will go
character's
with
names.
just because
Okay.
Yeah, Argon and
he's
All right. So the two of
about
you,
tired.
yeah, the two of you take your horses and
Melora.
gently pivot, carefully, cautiously, and begin moving down the trail a bit to see what they see. While Melora, with the assistance of the druid, kind of gets hoisted up onto a small ledge, kind of mountain goat style, and begins acid splashing the rubble away. This takes 7 hours.
So something I will note, since she is being lifted up, she is very tiny and she's very like generally petite. She's a lot heavier than someone her size probably should be, based on her appearance.
Packed in there.
That's what she might notice.
Dense.
Oh, that it's all muscle. Yeah.
She thick.
Me and Argon don't find anything for those full 7 hours.
So, you find a body.
All right.
And it's still. And at first you're like, oh, this is a fresh corpse. That's weird. But by the dust on it and other indicators, it's been here for a very long time. It is an elf, presumably one of the sailors that turned against the village of Dragon's End when it was just beginning to become a thing. The detention of sailor elves that were super shady, like fled north.
Right.
Where did we find this body? Like on the same path?
You guys
that
went,
we came up?
yeah. Same
So,
path.
and it wasn't there before when we came up the first time.
It was kind of covered, and the shaking unearthed it.
Okay, do I see where it was unearthed from?
Uh,
I would like to make two
Yeah.
perception check to see just if there's anything around that noticeably was different.
Looking up, it probably came down the mountainside. It might have been lodged there,
Okay.
and you can see giant talon marks in the gut, as if a dragon had swooped by, picked him up, and dropped him from a high place, and he just landed in the mountains somewhere, and then rumbled and kind of pinballed his way down.
Okay. Well, I was gonna do an investigation check, but
Not enough.
Hope it restarts.
So the corpse is not deteriorated at all, regardless of the fact that this corpse has been dead for about a year.
Can I make an Arcana check?
You may.
Guidance.
You got this. You got this. Manifest.
16.
16.
Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm plus 6.
Oh,
I forgot to add my
22?
modifier.
22.
yeah.
Yeah. That number.
Okay. It's in the region of these fungi. There is some kind of magic within. As you get closer to the keep, it seems like it's getting stronger. There is some kind of magic at play within a, let's say, 6-mile radius, and at that 3-mile mark, it gets strong enough that it is manifesting in strange ways. Things aren't deteriorating, and these underdark mushrooms are growing.
Based on the information we have, these mushrooms could be the key to immortality. Because if it's not deteriorating, then we're not deteriorating. We'll never grow old.
Are we off the scary path?
Clearly, it's simply a theory at this point. I have to do more tests.
While they're questioning immortality, did we
I
get
pulled
off?
a
You're
jar out of my
currently still
backpack.
melting the pathway.
Do you want to test your theory now?
No, I need equipment.
He bends over and kind of searches the body.
I have to do it when we get back to Dragon's Den.
You find a D20's worth of silver, a small.
Wait, who's checking the body?
I almost said Aragorn. He looks like him. Argon. He kind of sifts through the body. You also find a small horn, like like a blasting, like a, you know, and
That guy's 6 silver.
and 3 healing potions.
Yes.
Major healing potions, not minor.
Double yes.
I like that the final largest healing potion is called Supreme.
Crunch wrap.
You drink it, gong, Taco Bell gong. All right,
A little chihuahua comes out like.
over the
I'm the BBEG.
You said major.
yeah, 3 of them.
If there's nothing else this way, I guess Jake and I will
Yeah.
just head back to the.
Yeah, you return, and after the 7 hours have passed, you have cleared out safely this path so that you can safely, with your spackles, pass through. Ben.
How long was I sitting there while they cleared out the mountain?
That's up to you.
I-
It took an
I mean, if
hour
it's at
there, an
least-
hour back, so 5 hours.
Yeah, okay, well then I get my 1 spell that I used back.
Oh.
All right, the way is
Long
clear.
rest, babies. We're elves.
Oh yeah.
Did you mean short rest? Oh, you did mean long rest. Nice.
Yeah, 4 hours. That's a long rest for us.
Nice. The party continues onward, kind of weaving up this path. It does get a little more into the mountain range a bit, and then as night comes, it comes back out, and you can see the side of the mountain. So what everyone's looking at, I assume in the same marching order. You can see the path wind, and then it opens up to the ocean again and falls alongside. And just over the side of the next mountain, you can see a little bit of light. Assumedly, you're here, and it's around this mountain bend. And you can see the moonlight reflecting off of the ocean, kind of giving everything a brighter appearance, even though it's nighttime. As the party kind of... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, I guess perception check. What else can I see in this opening?
Not much. Not much. Yeah, you kind of
Is
you
there
kind of glance
any-
about and you don't see any new useful information of note.
Has there been any change with the carcass of the thing in the water?
It's floated closer,
How much closer?
a couple miles.
How many knots? No.
Many nautical miles before.
And there's no other abnormalities in like the ecosystem.
Aside from the
right?
abnormalities already established, you
Yeah.
still have all the grasping vines and mushrooms and the like on the sides.
Okay, so it's
Um,
continuing
Oh
as
yeah,
we
if anything,
go.
it's getting
Okay.
thicker.
Okay.
We're gonna say it's maxed thick at this point. And as the
I
party,
just want to note real quick.
3
Argon,
C's. 3 C's,
Argon
Jake.
will give one of the potions to Trippy, and he'll give another one to. I will remember character names eventually, but George.
Tannis.
Tannis.
Tennis.
And then he'll like look at the last one, and then look at Melora and be like, "Oh, and pocket it."
Yeah,
I
you're
don't see a
adorable.
major.
Major, whatever the one
Thank
is
you.
above minor.
I don't even see a minor.
Greater.
Greater.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's greater.
Okay.
Greater, superior, and supreme.
Okay. We're gonna go with greater.
And regular.
Okay, okay. The party carefully kind of rounds that curve. And before you, it looks like someone has masterfully carved out a huge half circle of mountain. And you can see a 3-floor keep. The first 2 floors interrupted by massive double doors, such that a giant might walk through. And at the very top, above that double door, you see a balcony that's kind of smaller, like if a dwarf were to go and step outside on the balcony and talk to a giant face to face. The doors are closed.
I'm proficient with masonry. Was this done by, or does it look like it's been done by dwarven hands, by giant hands, by both?
Looks like it was done by both. It looks like this keep was established to represent the alliance that was made. It's the it became the center of trade between the two races before they were both wiped out by Gent.
Is there any writing on anything, like on the door or around the door?
There is a very worn out statue on top of a fountain by the ocean. And you kind of go up to it, you know, keep it, you guys perceive that this place pretty much, you don't hear anything. There's not likely anything about to spring out at you. You go up to the fountain and you hear the waterfall that you had heard before, and you kind of take a moment to look over the side and you can see a long waterfall, very wide, you know, basically as far as you can see to one side to as far as you can see the other side, just coming out of some source under you. And the fountain looks like it at one time fed from this water source as well, but has deteriorated into ruin and no longer functions as a fountain. The shins down of the statue remains, and on the pedestal there's some writing in giant.
Dang it. Okay.
Can I read it since I speak giant?
You may.
Honestly, I totally forgot that this is what we're doing, and I picked my language as giant and dwarvish.
Mine's dwarvish. That's why when he said giant, I was like, dang it.
This is gonna look. You don't read this? Huh?
Nope.
We're
I don't
in the
read much.
Vanguard.
It
We're in the Vanguard. I
says-
figure one of us would speak giant.
As long as the moon continues to set, Keep Venture will stand. And it looks like the 2 feet of the statue were pointed towards where the moon kind of pops out or kind of sets.
Relay that to the
I
party.
just realized I totally made it canon that the moon sets in the north. Huh.
What a world.
That's a pretty cocky statement. They were pretty confident in that.
Time showed them.
Well, it's still standing.
The keep.
I mean, it's
the keep is definitely fallen by now.
Fallen literally or like metaphorically? We don't know the intentions of the original poet. Like, were the curtains blue or were the curtains blue?
You
Well,
sound
metaphorically, all of the dwarves and giants are dead, and physically, we just saw it collapse. So, yes.
Oh, the keep
But the-
itself is what crumbled into the.
No, the keep itself is very much
Yeah.
still standing. It's
Yeah,
built
yeah,
into
that's
this
what I was
mountain.
saying.
You're in the
That
courtyard.
is, yeah, built into the mountain that's falling apart. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That can
Just
only mean
checking.
one thing: the world is about to end.
Also, the fountains crumble.
Oh,
What's up, Birdie? Birdie.
We all speak.
Sometimes
We're all
Argon says
elves.
things just to rile up
Melora,
Chippy, if you can.
are you all
Mostly.
elves? Or half
Yeah.
elves?
Did everyone
Mostly.
choose elves or half elves?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what else?
Mostly.
Right?
high elf.
Yeah. Okay. I was making sure. I was gonna say we should just keep that in mind. That since we all speak Elvish, if we're around anyone else,
Yeah.
that's probably a good language to jump to if we don't want them to know what we're saying.
Ninja, thank
At
you for the
any
gifted
point.
sub. Ben, welcome to the Pine Cones.
Thank you so much.
It's an honor to have you, bro.
Glad you can make it.
All right, you guys. Do we want to go in or take a rest outside till sunlight? I don't think it really makes a difference, but
We are getting
Been
pretty
resting this whole time?
tired.
if you guys
Are
are
we?
tired, then
Damn you.
All right, I just wanted to know,
Oh.
Jeff.
I see.
Okay, I was about to say I have been
I
just napping on the back of my
understand.
spackle for days.
Yeah, we all get
Ugh.
half the time.
Do
Screw you,
half
Ninja.
elves?
Rest, so
Do half elves get the 4 hours of rest?
Yeah. Oh, half elves. Oh, I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
Nope.
And I
look,
didn't
check
I
out
didn't
your
rest.
racial traits.
Oh yeah.
If it says trance, then you've got it.
I think all elves get trance.
No. It's Fey ancestry, dark vision, and skill versatility.
Yep. Nope.
Interesting.
No trance for you.
So you actually do a sleep.
It is nighttime, so I would prefer to set up camp, and sleep.
Okay.
Let's
We
do
spent
it.
7 hours trying to take apart a stone, so.
You did.
It's
Well,
cantrip, man. It's a
we
cantrip. It
actually
takes some
took
time.
apart and we got rid of several stones.
Yeah, you
I think
did.
we did pretty good.
The party
Yeah.
breaks
We're
camp.
all proud of you.
The party breaks camp in this courtyard. And they begin their long rest.
Just noting, I have the warning stick.
Yep.
So
And that's specifically of aggressive attack or what?
No,
any
within 30 feet.
everybody within 30 feet would be notified. I'll read you the actual thing. Let me just
Okay.
get to that. Eh.
How many of us have trance?
I don't.
3 of us.
So 3 of us. Okay.
God
Well,
damn.
then let's split up. You two stay awake for the first 4 hours, and then wake me up, and then I'll
Oh.
stay awake for the last. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you meant you guys were gonna leave and leave the 2 people who
No.
need to actually
We could just
sleep
put.
by themselves. I was like, why?
Because it's
I'm with
funny.
you now. I'm with
Yeah.
you now. It warns you of danger. It does
Okay.
not say what type.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
it
it-
will wake us when we're not
Nice.
in a
Okay.
when we're naturally sleeping. If there's danger when combat begins. Is what it
Okay.
says.
So
Are we just like, what does this courtyard look like? Are we just like
it's a
smack in the
massive
middle of it?
courtyard. Yeah,
Or are
well,
we
you
find
just kind of
a-
take up space wherever you kind of want to. There's a cliff face and a big half moon, slanting upwards into this mountain.
Melora always chooses a spot where she can have her back against something, so she
Okay.
sleeps sitting up with her quarterstaff, like she hugs it, and then of course Yolov like curls into her neck and she pulls her like hood and like cloth wraps that always look way too big on her body. She just didn't choose her clothes properly and just stuck with it
Okay.
and just wraps it to keep herself a little bit warmer and
All right.
curls up to go to sleep.
Nice. So, Argon and Heckin, what is your name? Dedath. Take up first watch.
Can we take a short break?
Sure. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Nowadays.
I've stepped on them all. They're all in my foot. Welcome back. All right. Argon and Dedath. Dedath?
Sure.
Okay. You two are on first watch. Passive perceptions. Dedath. You catch a glimpse up on that balcony up on the 3rd floor. Just a glimpse of something. You can't catch just what. Make a perception check. Your passive perception of 15. Amanda! Oh my god! Thank you for the 5 tier 1 sub gifts. Thank you so much.
That's a nat 1, so that's a
Ooh,
6.
Okay.
Guidance, use guidance, it'll be better. It could be a 7.
11. It's an 11.
Okay. You see 2 milky white eyes.
That's not ominous.
And then once whatever it is perceives that you're looking at it, it disappears.
I'm gonna kind of nudge Ergon and be like, and gesture up to the thing, not actually speak, but just like
You
up,
look,
up.
but you don't see anything anymore.
There were eyes. There's something in there.
Should I check it out real quick?
I don't know. Should we wait until everybody's awake? Could we get those doors open?
And how far away is that?
That's about 100 feet up, on the other side of the courtyard, above the double doors.
Oof.
I guess I wouldn't actually be able to get up there anyway.
I think we just keep an eye on it. Just
Yeah.
make sure.
We'll let
Make
him
sure
know.
to tell Trippy when he wakes up.
Yep.
All right. Keeping your eyes up there, the rest of the 4 hours pass. The two of you wake up, Trippy, and inform him.
There
She
were
saw some eyes.
there were two milky white eyes up on the balcony. So just make sure to keep an eye on that. They're really fast. Really fast.
You saw 2 eyes.
Yep, just eyes.
Well, you were like there. Oh wow! So 100 feet up and across the courtyard, and you were like, "Those are eyes."
I have really good eyes. What can I say?
Yeah, they had to be big eyes.
Yeah, they were. Maybe they were just eyes. Maybe
Well,
it's an
you guys. All right. Well, you guys sit down. I'll go look.
The two of you sit down, a little hesitant to go into your trance-like sleep because you're worried about Trippy. Trippy, what you doing?
I turn to them. I go, "I'm joking." Sorta.
All right, a bit of time passes as the other two get to their sleep.
All right. Look, if you do decide that you have to find out, wake me up, and I will go with you.
Well, that's kind.
Don't do anything stupid on your own, please.
You stupid with me.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy. I am going to investigate
Okay,
as
so
soon as they go to sleep.
they go into their trance-like state. What do? It is quiet.
Just, I guess, immediate perception check where I'm at.
Okay, you kind of look around, make a perception check, and you look up to the balcony.
Okay, an 11.
Okay.
From this side of the courtyard.
You don't see anything new, but you do see that the carcass has gotten to the point where it is floated up to the waterfall, and is being slowly turned around by the waterfall, kind of being pushed back out, and then the waves kind of bring it back in. With an 11, make an investigation check on the carcass.
18 on investigation.
It looks like cannonballs ripped it apart.
Can I tell what the body is?
It is a sea serpent. Would you like a picture?
Yes. Yes, I would.
It's horrifying. I'm cracking open
It's from-
Fizbins.
It's from the new Fizbin book, everyone.
God, I wish we got a sponsorship.
Fantastic.
That'd be so tight. What am I doing? I have a. There we go.
This book is just full of goodies.
It's so
Full of
good. Goodness. I should have taken a picture of this thing beforehand. I didn't consider. Oh yeah, that's great. Oh god. So everyone, I will be putting this picture in the Discord chat for all to see. If you would like to get on the Discord, we can make that happen. Jake, would you mind dropping a link to the... Oh, Vloxen, you're way ahead of me. So,
Thanks, Bloxon, because I don't know how to do it good.
Everyone head over to the Terraform crowd. Make sure you agree to the rules and give yourself some rolls. and then you will have access to the whole of the Discord. In the Terraform channel, you can see this horrifying sea serpent with just too large a mouth. Too large a mouth.
Are too large.
It is
Okay.
gargantuan.
So the sea serpent is dead and it's washed up on shore. However, it looks like it's died by things that don't matter to me right now.
Cannon fire. And there is no shore. There is just cliff face and then the waterfall reaching down to it. You are, if you
Okay.
were standing on the edge of the cliff, it's hundreds of feet down.
Okay. Well, is there a way up to the balcony?
You don't see one. There's a few ornate statues, but they're not very big. You can attempt. You can very much attempt to climb up the
100
either
feet.
the ornate doors or kind of the cliff face itself. The doors might be your best bet.
Okay, what would that check be?
Uh,
Acrobatics?
yes, that or athletics.
That's gonna be an acrobatics for me, dog.
Okay.
But before I leave the group, I'm not gonna leave them unguarded.
Okay.
I'm dumb, not unloyal.
Okay.
I am going to pull a fuzzy ball out of my bag of tricks.
Yes, I knew it was the bag of tricks. A fuzzy ball. Okay, you pull out
A
a little
fuzzy
pom
ball.
pom.
Yep, and I roll a d8. That is a 6. So I toss the fuzzy ball on the ground around the party, and a giant badger pops from the fuzzy ball. Hold on.
I know what a
pulling
badger
up the
sounds like, but-
statistics for a giant badger.
Did you make another like intelligence 8 character?
Okay, giant badger. It's there. AC 10, 13 hit points.
Does
speed
it follow
30.
your orders or anything like that?
Yes, it is friendly to the party,
Okay.
and it can follow my order. This is what it says.
Because I was gonna wake up Dorky in a second here.
No. This creature is friendly to you and your companions, and it acts on your turn. You can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes on its next turn,
Got
or
it.
to give it general orders such as to attack your enemies. In the absence of such orders, the creature acts in a fashion appropriate to its nature.
Zach says they hiss so. But then it looks at you and goes, "Huh."
Yeah, so I just there's a giant badger now watching the party, and I tell the badger, I'm gonna try to get into that window. I know, right? Crazy. I want to see what's in there too. If anything bad happens around here, wake these people up. And I'm in there. Okay.
Also,
I
Ruby,
would
welcome.
also, at this point, I am going to cast Psychic Whispers. Is that what it's called? Where is it? Sorry. Kinda, yeah.
But psychic.
Yeah, Psychic Whispers. I'm gonna pick, I guess, Argon and Tanis again.
Okay.
And for the next 6. For the next 6 hours, I have established telepathic communication with them.
Okay. You get the surface level of their dream trances.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk to them. I've just
Yeah.
established it, and as long as I'm within 1 mile of them, then we're good.
Okay.
So I'm leaving them the giant badger and my telepathic communication.
The giant badger just kind of looks around and you see it just pick up some mushroom and just while keeping its eyes,
I would like
furtive.
to point at the mushrooms that won't kill it. And
It
be like,
does
these
not
good.
fully understand that, but it also
Okay.
has a good survival instinct being an animal.
Fair enough. It has advantage on perception checks.
Oh, nice.
That rely on smell.
Okay.
By the way,
Nice.
So it can smell the bad
Little
stuff.
snoot, little badger snoot.
All right. I am going to
Acrobatics.
climb this ornate door.
All right, it's an 80-foot door,
Do-do-do.
95-foot door. You kind of limber up a
Okay.
little. Approach the door. Get a bit of a running start, and then 1 foot up, start clambering.
Okay, I am going to roll the D20 and also Psi bolstered knack lets me add D6
Nice.
in the event of a failure. How long does guidance last for?
I think it is a one-time use. That already got
It's
used.
just a round. Just
Oh
one
yeah,
round.
yeah, it's already gone.
Okay.
Plus, I'm sleeping, so concentration would be broken anyway.
Guidance is concentration.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I can't be like, you get a guidance, you get a guide, everybody gets a guide.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise, I'd be
Is it-
doing that all the time.
Right.
Okay.
Badger, mushroom.
That is a 12.
Roll a d100 for me and subtract 5.
Hold on 1 second.
We're gonna see how high you got before you fall.
Well, I'm trying to see. This is a class feature. Psi bolstered knack. If Oh, okay. I can only roll 1. All right.
So you're adding your knack.
Yeah, that was with the knack.
Oh, that was
I
with
rolled
the
a 2
knack.
on the knack. Yeah, I rolled a 2 on. It was a bad. It was a
All
bad.
right, roll a d100 for me.
Let's do it on my computer. D100. 2.
Oh, you lucky man.
Wow.
You get 2 feet up and fall on your back. And the badger's like,
Shut up, Badger.
mushrooms.
There has to be an easier way. Would I be able to tie a rope to a dagger?
You can certainly try.
Okay, what do you want me to roll for that?
That's a just a dex check.
A dex check?
Add your dexterity.
Oh, these are bad rolls. A 6.
Okay. No dice.
Yeah,
Did
clearly.
you really get enough sleep to be doing all this? No.
These are just really. I have really good bonuses to everything that I've rolled.
Yeah, so
and
you
it's
don't
just
even
nothing.
get it up there, all the way up there.
Okay.
It kind of clatters down onto the rocks.
Yeah. I don't want to try it again because that would just be cheating to make me try it over and over again.
Huzzah!
Okay, I'd like to look around to see if there's any other way that looks like I can get up or in somehow. If not, okay, I'm trying to climb these doors again.
All right, you kind of round to it.
Round 2.
You get all the way
D20.
back, and you try to get up that side, to get up high enough and grab onto some of the
Just something.
yeah, it's an ornate door, so some of the more
Well, hopefully this is the end of the bad rolls because that's an 18 on the die,
Okay.
and I get a +6 to acrobatics, so it's
Okay.
24
Nice.
total.
So you get there, and you start climbing real well, and you're like, okay, and then you take your time doing it because you're in no rush, and you get up to the top of the door and hoist yourself up, and as you're reaching for the floor of the balcony, a humanoid appears almost on his like belly, and just leathery gray white skin, no hair, a couple of like almost scale like juts around the helm, around the head, no clothes to speak of, just blank milk white eyes and a big grin, and he grabs onto your hands and goes, "Hello."
Well, howdy do? At this point, I have telepathically communicated with Argon and.
Okay. Argon and I
Danis.
believe Danis, you guys wake up and you look and you see the situation where he's up there kind of dangling now because he had to jump out to grab onto the ledge, and two grotesque claw-like hands are holding onto his wrists. And it looks as if he's holding an action.
All I've said is good morning. That's all I've said telepathically to these people. Good morning. I'm on the balcony.
And I can talk back through this link, right?
Yeah.
Is it? What did I say?
I don't remember.
Okay. So what's happening?
Well, here's the deal. That giant badger is our friend.
Oh, Danis. I said Danis.
And I found this guy up here. He's got eyes. You were right about that.
Mm-hmm.
The badger goes
Okay.
to alert you of the danger.
Thank you, Badger. I see.
What's going on? Why
Mushrooms.
is Lunch sitting next to me?
Lunch's friend, Trippy is up there.
Oh shit.
Yep.
He'll grab his longbow and just immediate, like, getting ready.
Does this thing notice them waking up?
Yes, assumedly. Yeah, you can't really see what it's looking at because of the milk white eyes. But
Okay. Because I have only
gonna-
communicated telepathically with them, so I would not have alerted this thing.
I mean, it's in its line of vision.
Oh, okay. I didn't know which direction.
You're 100
Okay.
feet up in the air, holding onto a balcony, and beneath you, and you can see the courtyard as a whole. It goes, "Why are you here?"
Real quick, before you get into that, I want to
Okay.
establish how far away, like from, if you were to fall on the ground, how far away from us would he be?
About 40 feet.
Okay.
So I'm 40 feet in front and 100 feet up.
Okay. Then I will. Can we tell that he looks like, you said he was holding an action, but like, would we be able to discern that from?
You're not
I
sure.
feel like
All right, I'll start like scooching forward towards.
Okay.
we don't know what he is, but he's also holding on to our friend's arms.
Right.
I mean, I have my
Like
hands still on the balcony, right?
Right.
He's just
Yeah.
got
Yeah,
his
and
arms
he's
around
got
my
your wrists with a surprisingly strong grip.
Like a real quick undercurrent of Melora. I try to wake her up.
So
Laura
badger
is
goes over and
going
wakes
to-
up the
is the
druid as well.
telepathic link? Is it just back and forth to you, or is it all three of us can talk into like?
It doesn't specify. It just says I can establish a telepathic communication with up to 2 people currently for up to, it was 6 hours on the die.
So probably just back and forth to each then. If it's just you making the connection.
The last time I've used this skill, I just made everybody be able to
Okay.
communicate.
Then I'll tell Tannis, I can catch him if he falls.
I can shoot him if he lets him go.
Perfect.
So,
Okay, so now this creature
what do you
is asking
respond
why
with,
am I
Ben?
here?
Yeah.
I was triple dog dared.
Are you here to take my books?
Oh God, no! You can
Roll
have
persuasion.
books.
Versus my insight.
I mean, as far as I know, I'm not lying.
Yeah, it's persuasion, not deception.
Right. Okay, I'm adding a side bolstered knack to that. That is a 15 with the knack.
Okay. He goes, "You're not?"
No, I don't like, bro. That's your stuff, not my stuff.
is my stuff, yes.
Yeah, yo, can you show me your stuff? You seem pretty happy about your stuff, and I love it when people are passionate about things, and I'd love to see your passion. I want to enjoy your things.
He
Whoa!
lifts you up and puts you down on the balcony.
Telepathically, all they hear is wee.
Oh, no.
He lifts you up and puts you down on the balcony and goes, "What's your name?"
Trippy.
I'm Marrow.
Hello, Marrow.
He holds out like this too many joints in his hand, in his long, pale nails, and he holds out a hand for a handshake.
Interesting. Yes. Okay. I shake.
Okay.
I'm also communicating everything that he has said like to these guys.
Okay. Yeah, George.
I'll try to whisper to Death. How far away you said? It was like 40-something feet away?
Everybody's up. 100 feet up, 40 feet away.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, so I can talk low and he won't be able to.
Yeah. It's
Also
it's
speaking
safe
in Elvish,
to
assuming that he can't speak Elvish.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very Gollum vibes.
Druid named Death. Death, can you sneak up there?
I can try.
We need another ally up there now.
Badgers climb? Nope, they can only burrow.
I can touch up there. I don't have anything to get me up there.
You can wild shape.
So sneak up there or wild shape up there.
Wow, your friends.
Sorry, did you say what or
Your friends.
Yeah, they're my friends.
My arrow's still knocked.
Telepathically trying to get him to put the arrow down.
Hey,
buddy. Can you just point that to the floor? And I don't know, smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Is he gonna let you go?
I'm trying.
He is on his feet now and just kind of clearly shaking hands with him.
Yeah, look, my friends.
Waving.
Our god is waving.
Do we still need me to go up there? Are they friends now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wild shape into a giant lizard.
Hey, friends,
Hail
no.
I don't trust this at all.
Melora, while this happening, she kind of woke up very irritated that somebody was waking her so soon, and she stops when she saw him hanging, and she woke up at the time he was getting like brought in, and she was like, oh shoot, like okay, but she hasn't like she's still sitting very still, but she is watching. So she might look like she's still asleep to
the
guy, maybe.
Vloxen, go ahead and do what you're doing real quick.
I'm going to wild shape into a giant lizard. I have 30 feet climbing speed and just start making my way up the tower.
Okay, you begin. Roll for stealth.
So close. 19.
19. Okay, so you're moving up the door, just kind of quietly doing you a little sneaky sneak. I would like to know your secrets.
Okay.
Your people. And he one long finger kind of plinks against your Vanguard of the Hunt emblem. I've been finding them, but they've all been dead. Long ago, some elves did come here. Again, probably but the ones that betrayed the Dragon's End and ran away. But they weren't very nice. You though, you seem nice, and your people have secrets.
Yeah, one time when I was 12.
You better
my
impress him
best
with this
friend-
first secret. I'm just saying. If you're
my
giving one
best
away for free.
My best friend had a crush on this elvish girl down the street. But I gave her the eyes. You know the eyes you give? Boom, the eyes. And then she fell in love with me, and I dated her for 3 months and never told my best friend. Now that's a secret.
He begins whispering to himself, trying to kind of piece out the secret within, and eventually he's like, he seems to learn. He's like, elves have this gaze that can make you become charmed. Oh, this is not normal. This is new. And then he looks at you and goes, lies.
True story, and I can teach you the smolder.
Smolder.
Really wanted all for him to get out of that was elves have eyes.
So he goes, come, and he turns and kind of slithers. You can see that the eyes, he does keep one kind of trained over his shoulder to keep you within sight, and and you can see very dark in this area, and you can see some stairs going down, but he actually steps off the side of the edge, and instead of going down the stairs, he just kind of floats. Your friends can come in too if they behave. And he kind of vanishes into the dark.
So I have dark vision up to 60 feet.
Okay, yeah, he gets outside that range and just is enveloped by the dark. And there's a soft moment. The lizard just comes onto the balcony, and the other three of you are kind of there's a quiet moment, and then the double doors open.
I'm still gonna try and herd Trippy back to the balcony.
He's still on the balcony.
I look at the lizard, knowing it's to death, and I just go, wipe your feet. Sticky pads. What is it that you have?
I'm just
Wipe them at the door, and then I just start. But I'm also told the other two telepathically. He said you guys can come in if you behave.
I hate it here.
Right.
What time of day is it now? Is the sun up? Or is it just
not
starting?
up. It is still dark. It is still
Okay.
nighttime. This is relatively at the beginning of the second shift, so
morning.
you guys have gotten
Oh.
4 hours of sleep.
So we didn't get our long rest.
Guess not.
2 of us did not know.
Gosh,
But
dang it! No,
We have 3 of us.
Trippy!
now.
yeah, we don't need it. It's fine. We'll be fine. I'll grab my cloak and start to don my leather armor as I make my way towards the door and so forth.
Okay. The party enters in through the double doors. You can see this massive kind of open area, and past that a huge giant-sized banquet table, with stairs leading up to half of the chairs being these small dwarf-sized chairs, as if half giants, half dwarves would sit at this table and eat, commune, trade. And you do see a few large-sized openings going off into quarters and a couple of dwarven-sized openings going off into quarters. But what kind of throws everybody the hardest is that everything is floating.
Are we floating?
If you step over the threshold of the balcony into the room, yes, there is no gravity in this keep.
That's
Yeah.
typical.
This is weird.
How
This
how
is
far
very
into the
weird.
keep, or how far into the mountain is the keep?
You can only see this room, but this room itself is roughly the size of a football field.
But we are for sure in the mountain.
Yeah.
So there's just stuff floating in the room.
A little bit, but it actually seems relatively tidy. You do see the occasional and still just fungi everywhere.
We,
Go ahead.
do we see his books?
I
Also-
want to follow him.
Okay. So the party kind of walks in, and you look up, and you see him. You see Trippy just like trying to swim float towards the table.
So because I have the climbing speed, are we going with the fact that I have sticky paws? And if so, does that mean I can stick to the floor and float?
Stick to what? Oh, the floor.
floor.
Yeah, if you want to.
Perfect.
Melora is going to. What are you again?
I'm
What
a
are you?
giant,
One more time.
giant lizard.
Okay, so you have a tail. Melora is going to gently hold on to your tail to try and keep herself as down and pretending to walk as possible, but really her feet are occasionally just in the air and start doing this. And she's like, no, like she does not like this.
Hail hydrate. Thank you.
Argon
thank you, Zane.
is going, like, knowing how, like, gravity kind of works a little bit, is gonna just, like, jump off at a trajectory where he can, like, knows where he can bounce off something and bounce off something else and, like,
Okay.
navigate through the room.
Ow, I bit my tongue.
Ow.
Why'd you do that for? Jeez.
I know, right? God, what was I thinking?
Think ahead.
My wisdom modifier is so small.
I forgot to give you guidance, my bad.
Oops.
Eventually, the party realizes that this individual is on the giant-sized table and is watching you guys.
Tannis is gonna. Is there something that I can wrap, like a rope to be grounded before I enter this room?
Are you asking a party member or me?
You.
Okay. Not here. You can kind of cross into the area and like attempt to latch onto. Oh, there's the door.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
Melora will like reluctantly hold her arm out as she's also holding on if you want to hold on too.
No, I need an actual grounded
Oh, okay.
source.
She'll
I'm
just
gonna
be like,
wrap the-
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie the rope to and then tie myself to said rope. So I've got roughly 40 feet of movement there.
Okay.
So does the balcony just like open up into this room?
No, there's like some stairs that go down into the area.
As I am floating towards this giant table, I would like to keep some of my wits about me, looking around the room and trying to remember sort of the general area of where a lot of the objects are, so that if I do need to get out quick, I can
Sure
leap
thing.
from thing to thing.
Sure thing. Yeah, you kind of start figuring out an escape route.
Watching Argon do that, Melora is definitely like, oh, okay, that's how it works. Okay, and she starts taking note as well.
Zane, thanks for the follow. The only thing not covered in fungi is this table. It looks like it's being kept scrubbed clean. The party eventually convenes to the table where this individual is, and he kind of alights down on the area.
Is the badger still with us?
The badger wouldn't, unless commanded, would not want to enter.
You don't think he would?
To protect the party?
If you're telling him to, yeah.
I mean, the last command I gave him was to protect the party.
Okay, so the badger hesitantly, like,
Just in the air.
just kind of like, ah.
See, I had to confirm because that's all I could see in my head is this badger just basically like, wee! Like, here I go.
Again, the ground shakes, and you see the individual, Marrow, kind of recoil, looks around, and then relaxes. Come.
Is the badger close enough for me to grab it yet?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold it under my arm.
Clings to you.
I'm gonna ask Marrow. What's with all the shaking, man?
That is a secret.
Okay. You
What
keep
do you
your
have for
secrets.
trade?
Looking around, I just pluck a mushroom off of something and I go, I have a mushroom.
Give me secrets. Knowledge. Tell me of your people.
Well, we come from I got nothing, man. And then I just toss the mushroom back.
The rest of the party does reconvene at this table, unless they choose not to.
What do you have for trade?
I know many things.
Oh, that is a catch-all.
The origin of the shaking below. And then he said,
I told you it was below.
And then he goes,
Now we know it's below.
I
Don't say
already
that
said
loud,
that.
but- Oh, I didn't know.
maybe I
You
can
have
help
actual
you
knowledge
with
or
why
approximate
you are
knowledge?
here. Why are you here?
I'm a caricature artist, and I whip out an empty map. And I just start painting him
Okay.
using cartographer's tools.
Okay.
That would actually probably look pretty cool, like kind of like rough and
Yeah.
sketchy. and-
Roll a sleight of hand.
Are you proficient? Are you proficient in painter's tools?
I'm
But it's
proficient in cartographer
cartographer.
tools.
So you can cartography.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Painter's tools is
it's kind of
different.
the same thing. I rolled a 20 on
They're
the sleight of
two
hand.
separate
Okay.
tools.
You do a decent job. And he goes,
I didn't know it had so many valleys and hills.
You want you?
There's a reason they call it the planes of the face.
Make sure it's for a
Uh,
trade.
Yeah, but
he kind of
I literally I
slinks
just
forward.
every other part of my brain is empty at this point. So I just telepathically reaching out to Tana's like, what do we get?
Why is the
Well,
He looks
maybe
at
tell us-
Tanis. What do you want for art?
oh
You said something about knowledge of the earthquakes.
It's a big secret. Okay. Your art, and tell me. He like drools a little at thinking of all the secrets he doesn't know. You tell me how you make metal tube boom. He's asking for essentially
Cannons?
cannons.
And I certainly don't want to give that to him.
How about? How about?
In my head, I'm going, do not tell him how our weapons work. Do not tell him how our weapons work.
I tell him back, I don't even know how they work.
Do you,
I
do you
give
want
you-
like deep personal secrets or like
He wants to know of these newcomers of the island.
I give you art, and I teach you how to smolder.
art is cultural, so that is part of who we are. So therefore,
Make a persuasion at advantage because of Jake.
Are we all in this telepathic connection, or
And
just
guidance.
two?
No,
And
only the
it's
three people.
only me, Tanis, and Jake.
what's your favorite cantrip? Oh, I don't know. Guidance.
So glad you asked.
Woo!
I have to think about that.
Well, that's
I
an
need some guidance
18
on,
on the persuasion without guidance.
Okay.
But I'm gonna add guidance anyway
Yes.
because I have it. 22.
Okay. He goes. Deal. And he takes it, and you watch as he produces some lacquer and lacquers the picture before surprisingly gently rolling it up. He produces a small leather, not rolling it up, sorry. He produces a small leather like binding and kind of. And the look, the magic eyes.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry.
What
the
you
what?
have to
Yeah,
Hannes, I
everyone
can
probably
teach you
instantly
later.
looks at him like the magic eyes.
This is indeed
Stick
a
my tongue-
very valued secret that he has not even shared with us. What is this?
Yeah, they haven't even learned it yet. So what you do
Just
Marrow.
amping it up like it's a big deal.
when you find a thing, what are you? You find another one of you, and you're like, wow, I want that thing.
The other one of me is dead.
But okay, hypothetically, you find a thing that you want, and you look at it and you say, in your head, you're like, oh, I want that thing, and you give it, you give it one of these, you kind of like raise the eyebrows a bit, and then side eye, and then come down, and then maybe a little lip bite right at the end. Absolutely. And the only way you know when it works is you can feel it. You feel it right here, Marrow. Do you feel that? Okay, well, there's a learning curve, Marrow. You might not feel it right now, but I feel it. What you're doing to me? Oh, I feel it.
Roll performance or persuasion. And please roll high.
Okay, all right. Persuasion.
Does guidance have a vocational aspect?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do I
just
get
spam it
advantage
because it's a cantrip?
because they were hyping it up?
No.
Great.
I saw that roll.
Yeah, you did.
What'd you get?
Well, I rolled a 2, and I have a -1 to persuasion.
Oh no.
Now, what we're
Why
gonna
are
do
you the one
is
talking?
because y'all didn't jump in.
I know. I didn't know you had a -1.
What were we supposed
okay,
to jump
so
in
I-
on? You hadn't told us the secret.
I've been trying.
Okay, so that's a 4 with guidance,
Okay.
and I can add a side bolster knack to make it a 5.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
His horrid face that he's been trying to contort drops. You make joke of marrow.
Actually,
And
the way
he-
it works.
Hang on, and he does transform. I'm posting a picture of this dragon in the Discord.
I'm sorry. This. No.
If Gollum was a dragon, that would be this creature.
Rip
Oh.
us.
And he's actually not that big. But he does just.
Is there any?
Whoa,
No, he didn't.
And
He didn't lie.
you feel a shiver as the whole of its attention bears down on you.
You see, he did lie about feeling something, but I did feel something when you made the second face. So you didn't have it, you had it, and then it started to slip away towards the end when you asked him if he felt it.
Roll persuasion or deception. Oh yeah, I should have been making you roll deception earlier.
I was gonna say, can I do persuasion? He did persuasion.
Oh, I mean,
I
I'm coming to a
felt
place where
something.
I genuinely believe what I'm telling him is the truth.
I did truly feel something. It just
Are
wasn't.
you
what
trying
he
to lie?
was
Are you trying to
hoping
lie to him or not?
convey.
Are you trying to lie
You're
to him?
trying
or
to
not?
No, I
roll
did
deception.
feel something.
Roll
I felt
deception.
disgusted because his ugly face got more ugly.
You are trying to lie to him.
That is a deception.
But I didn't say what I was feeling. All about your
That's
words.
yeah. So you're
Still deceiving
Yeah,
him.
yeah. It's a
So?
deception.
Oh, it's not that bad, guys. Dirty 20.
Okay.
Listen, it's not a lie if I just take certain parts of the truth and
Yeah.
not say it.
I did feel something.
You know,
just
watch
us.
you know
the
that
face.
one lie of omission one. That one.
You watch the face, almost like the eyes and kind of where his face would be, the snout. You watch it recede, and the head stays right there as the rest of his body back into the humanoid form and goes.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
so it was that second face, though, specifically. You know, you have the one brow kind of up.
takes practice to do that.
And he goes,
Yes, it does.
and he goes, more secrets. It's my turn. And he kind of lifts himself maybe like a foot off of the ground as he kind of turns. There is below many wondrous things. One of which is her.
Ooh, who's she?
She trespasses. She is mighty. She is fast. She is.
She's a brick house. I get it. I understand.
What did I write down her name was? I guess he wouldn't know the name, actually. An ancient, evil dragon.
The red one.
There are good dragons?
Yeah, there are good dragons. I aggressively point at Nero.
She likes to come through my home without even asking.
That is so rude.
Goes through the doors into the sky.
Is this the red dragon?
But, yeah,
I think that's what it's
but
referring to.
I think that's going to
Right,
change.
I'm asking him that. I'm in character asking
Oh, got you.
because that would imply that it's not a secret. We already know about him.
That's going to change because some dwarves are down there. And they're blowing things up with their boomsticks.
Huh.
So they're the ones making the ground shake.
They've been just going through walls like they're nothing. Many dwarves and others. But that's another secret. And he sits in the air.
Do we know that anyone was over here
No,
excavating?
this is new information.
I'm amazed the dwarves are alive.
No,
I think
no
it's
dwarves. No, and he kind of
We
like
know of
little. He
Drogar-
kind
we know
of
of Drogar and
he kind of
his-
just pats your face a little. No dwarves.
Did they come about number of months it's been since the dwarves that were supposed to make the team's stuff left Dragon's End? However long ago that was.
I don't know.
Oh.
I keep getting talked over. So does do we know about Drogar and his people? Were we there when all
Yes,
that
you know about
happened?
Drogar and his people.
And we know he left Dragon's End?
Yes, assumedly to return home, but not necessarily.
But that's like the largest group of dwarves that we would know about
Yep.
by this time.
There are some dwarves in Dragon's End,
Right, but
but not like a
That
force
aren't
of
of-
dwarves that could be running around
if,
in the
if Dragon's
in the,
End sent dwarves out, we would probably know.
Yeah, that would be under
about
the Vanguard of the Hunt, frankly. Excuse me.
Seems like someone didn't leave after all.
I'm gonna say this telepathically. Do we need to get down there and see the dwarves, or are we done here?
Your character would know that Drogar the Insatiable was the dwarf that showed up and barricaded off the island and was very much trying to take over Dragon's End and is a primary antagonist of this campaign.
Okay, so
So
like as characters, we would want to get down there
there's a couple. Well, there's a couple things to think about. One,
because our mission is just to get information in it.
yes,
Right. So with that being said, yeah, I think my character's response would be maybe to verify
To confirm
that it's him. but definitely not do anything about it. We gotta inform the council.
Do I know what Drogar looks like?
Yes, more or less.
Could I paint Drogar?
You can try. You're not like super great at painting.
I'm good at mapping.
Mm-hmm.
And he draws lots of symbols on his maps. It's basically the same thing.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to draw Drogar.
As he sees you drawing some dwarf, he goes, I know not the secret. I know not who below. I merely know that they are dwarves.
But how do you know they're dwarves if you haven't seen them?
One of them came up here.
Oh.
Did you eat him?
No.
Can we eat him?
He's still alive.
Oh, where is he? I bet he tastes good with mushrooms. I just grab another mushroom.
He like swats it off the table. Not on the table.
That's sorry. Okay.
I would like to meet dwarf boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have long wanted to extract his secrets. Surprisingly good at fighting off the nightmares.
Oh. Have you ever seen a nightmare like this? I hold the giant badger at him.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean by nightmares?
He takes it. He takes the badger, and his mouth gets bigger and bigger.
No.
Hands it back. Even before you said that.
This'll scare the secrets out of him.
I'll have a task to ask of you. But before that, I'll give this dwarf and his secrets to you. And he turns and begins slinking through the no gravity towards one of the smaller archways.
I would like to ready an action.
Okay.
Just as he's slinking, because I've already seen this guy turn into a dragon thing at like a moment's notice.
Speaking of, anyone who knows anything about dragons in the party, make a history check. Don't badger the badger. The badger is now like, oh my god, he didn't eat me.
Make a history check of what?
History check?
History check on dragons.
If anybody
what
here,
my
because you've seen its
character
draconic
Okay.
form. Also, I posted
I'm
the picture
gonna-
in the Discord.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my tactical assessment to add a superiority die to it.
Okay.
I don't know if I would know.
There you go.
I assume not.
9.
A 25.
He looks kind of cute. His
24.
face looks the way he's just like,
24. Okay. This is not a chromatic dragon. This is not a metallic dragon. This isn't even a crystalline dragon. This is something else. It has even in dragon form, it doesn't have scales. It has this leathery gray white skin, milky white eyes. You've never seen a creature like this before. But based on what you've seen, this is a gloom dragon. And the tiny amount that is known about gloom dragons goes thus. This dragon is the reason that there's a 6 mile radius of underdark fungi.
wow.
Gloom dragons, their horde, if you will, their dragon horde is secret knowledge. And all tomes and written text is coveted by a gloom dragon. And within that 6 mile radius, the tomes and texts do not deteriorate over time. And you realize that depending on how long this gloom dragon's been here, there might be text to that go all the way back to the giants and the dwarves that are still that would pertain to them, that would still be around in this keep potentially. It's also clearly a young deep dragon. I said gloom dragon. It's a deep dragon.
Oh, that makes more sense. I was
The
like, I don't know
party-
why Gloom. He's pretty enlightened with all the knowledge.
But they also belong deep underground. So you think the favor may perceive to him getting down into the lower parts of this island. The party follows, and you find in a floating cage a dwarf that is thrashing in an unconscious state.
Is he in one of those nightmares you spoke about?
Yes. And you watch as he kind of floats up and goes, and the dwarf, he sees you guys. For the love of the gods, help me!
From behind, she's gonna quickly go, like, don't act like we're friends. Like,
There is no help for you. You are mine. And what is in you is theirs. I've given it because it's mine to give. The dwarf is just like floating in a little like
fetal position.
and the deep dragon turns and goes, freely given gift.
How far is the cage on the ground or in
No,
the
it's
air?
floating. It is got like a chain to the bottom of the cage and latched onto the ground.
Right. Thank you, Marrow. Can we get him out of the cage?
I'll give you his secrets, not him. He tried to get away from me after trying to steal my secrets.
Oh. All right. Fair enough. We'll go talk to him for a little bit. Hello. What's your name?
Hello, greetings. Name's Parandwin.
He'll pull out like
Get me
a
out of here.
tankard of water or whatever and offer it to him. Hi there. What was his name?
Penguin.
Penguin?
It is now.
Something that starts with a T?
Tangren.
Tangren.
Oh, I heard something else.
Like
entirely.
tangerine, but
I honestly forgot what I said, but
It was like Peregrine or something like that.
something like that. Yeah, we're gonna go with Tangwin because
Tangren?
that's what I'm gonna write down.
spell it
Tangwin.
like
Okay, fine.
tangerine.
Fair enough. In Dwarvish, calm down, Tangwin. We're gonna get you out of here.
That thing in Dwarvish is terrifying.
Well, you did try to steal from it. What were you taking?
I was just scouting out a ruin, and I found a pocket of non-gravity, and I found some fantastic books in great condition in Dwarvish, and was trying to bring it back to my master.
So you tried to take his books, and she's
Do you
also
speak Dwarvish?
speaking.
Nice.
Yes, I do.
Nice. I didn't know there was someone here. I didn't know there was that thing.
I don't blame you. We didn't
I
know
would've-
either.
Came back with friends.
Is your master Drogar?
Oh.
Insight
Wisdom,
check.
insight.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Do I have to roll it, or can I just after hearing
Yeah.
that?
That's
Do we just know?
Jake,
I was about to say, I don't even
Nat 20,
speak
alright, yeah,
Dwarvish,
it's
and he,
pretty-
yeah.
yeah, you guys hear Drogar and then no.
Oh.
Don't lie to us. your only hope of getting out of here, and you're gonna lie to us?
What language was the dragon speaking, by the way?
Common.
Say, I hope so.
Yeah.
He was speaking thieves' cant. Sorry.
Yeah. Right.
Just me.
And me.
He's pointing at various symbols on the wall.
He goes, look. Yes, I work for Drogar. We're just mercenaries, taking orders. I imagine you're from Dragon's End. I was on the boat for all of that, just doing my job. We didn't even know we were coming to the Suntin Isles before we showed up. I'm sure that you'll be rewarded for returning me to him. You're muted, Vloxen. Oh, you're good.
Tell you what, you tell us what Drogar is doing down there, and we will do what we can to get you out.
He cut a deal with the natives. And
that's dangerous.
and we're working together to kill the dragon. The natives need something from the horde. Or maybe the dragon's blood, I'm not sure. They need it for some kind of ritual, from what I can tell. Drogar, I don't know what he wants, but it's a dragon's horde.
And what kind of distraction are you guys doing down there?
We are literally just laying siege to it. It's dug into one of its caves, and we've just been busting down. So we were on our way, and he kind of recounts the tale of how they kind of were, they had, traveled along the northern side of the cliff of the island, and were besieged by a sea serpent, killed the sea serpent. And at some point that the narrator that doesn't know about, Drogar suddenly had these natives with them, and they had cut a deal, and they literally, through information given by the natives, assumedly swam behind the waterfall, or drove their boats behind the waterfall and just started just pummeling cannon fire into the side of the mountain, and it opened up into a large ruin. A dwarven ruin, and they've been in there just slowly. As the ancient dragon would come out to fight them, they would just fight it back and lose many people, but slowly they've just been beating it into its own cave, where it is now trying to make its final stand, protecting its horde, and that's why it hasn't come out in some time. With arcane magics from the natives and the technology of cannons from the from Drogar's men, the dragon has been just destroying them, but still having to fall back, to get its health back, essentially.
Okay.
And so it's just been so long. It's been weeks of just slow pushing into this dwarven ruin and just breaking down whatever walls they're coming up against.
Just for clarity, does Mero want the red dragon dead?
Yeah.
In Dwarvish still. What if we convince him to let him go? Because letting him go would ultimately help him by getting rid of that dragon.
Who doesn't speak Dwarvish, by the way? Okay, I have a telepathic connection to use, so I'm relaying as much information as possible.
Which
during this
leaves
talk.
just the druid out of the loop.
It just
Who is
leaves-
still
I'm
a
a lizard.
lizard.
just leaves They're our wild card. Anyway,
I kind of want to go look for books. You have it?
No.
if that's what you want to do, go for it.
No, I'm holding on to her.
Technically,
Right,
Are-
I'm-
are
yeah,
you?
you are. Yeah, she's got the tail.
I mean, if
She
you want
just
to pull
starts
away,
crawling
you can pull
away.
away.
Just gonna kind of move you over and like
Extricate
you.
yourself.
nudge you next to Tanis, and then just kind of try and stealth away.
You stealth away. Roll for stealth.
Slowly.
Ooh. That is a. Wait. I have the wrong spell or wrong thing up. That's an 8.
Okay.
Which
as
dice are you
as
using?
begin-
Throw it away.
As you begin slithering
They're
away,
now both away.
a long knuckled hand, over knuckled hand, like grabs onto your tail. Is this yours? Is this yours?
I was gonna say.
And slowly pulls, just pulls it back in and lifts it up.
She doesn't like being held like that. Only by me.
I
Tossed,
scramble towards.
tossed over to. You're in the air. You're dangling. Tossed over to whatever Dorky's character's name is. Melora.
Melora.
Melora. I keep almost saying Brady.
I know. I saw it and I was like, he's gonna do it. I've almost said it too. She'll help to like bring her back to the floor.
I am giant, by the way. I'm like mount size. I'm large.
With a lot of effort, she brings you
Very
back
strong
to the
dragon.
floor.
Oh my. Well, Marrow, from what I can surmise, the two of you are actually on the same team. Oh, he didn't know it was yours. Is there anything he can do to say he's sorry? I mean, he and his team are helping to destroy the red.
He has suffered. Tell me of the broomsticks, and I'll give him to you.
In Dwarvish, Melora will explain what Mero wants and suggest you should try and explain it as either high level or dumb as possible. You have to decide what his intelligence is based on your own interactions with him. Don't you think? And then looks like kind of motions towards Tanis without looking at him. So it looks like she's strictly translating to him, to the dwarf. So it doesn't look like her and him are having a conversation. Like if you say it high level enough and he has no basic knowledge on how it works, you're still giving the answer without really giving the answer.
He'd still have to roll for deception. But yeah.
Suggesting lying to a dragon.
Not lying, telling him the complete truth at a high level intelligence.
I'm also very much against telling this dragon anything about our weaponry. That's dangerous.
Do you have another suggestion?
I'm at this point, I don't speak any of the languages. I'm just like doing slow somersaults in the air, and I have reopened telepathic communication with Tanis.
You look over, and the miniature hamster and the summoned what was it? A badger?
Badger.
Are just kind
Giant
of
badger.
doing little rolls with you. Also, your horses are back in the courtyard. I forgot to say that earlier.
And so I tell Tanis telepathically, what if we just tell him how to build it backwards so that when he pulls the trigger, it blows him up?
That would be considered lying.
And
He wants to know how things explode.
he won't know that we're lying until he does it.
I don't know. If this dragon... What do you think,
Argon.
Argon? You had said you had seemed interested in the mushrooms that this thing is essentially creating. I don't know about betraying it per se. Because then we might have to fight and kill it.
I think you're
also
muted, Jake.
Nope, I shouldn't
Oh,
be.
no, you're
No,
good.
no, you're not. You're good.
The knowledge that this thing possesses could be vastly beneficial to Dragon's End.
Do you think?
I would advise against drawing its ire for as long as possible.
Do you think its information would be worth sharing ours?
He specifically asked for the boomsticks.
Right.
Now,
but
the knowledge
sure,
of that could lead to understanding cannons as well, yes, but
Well, what I mean is, like, if we share now, there's a greater possibility of sharing more later.
Yeah.
So, but do you, artificer, smart guy, do you believe that his information is gonna, the dragon's information is gonna be worth sharing that information? Do you think this will benefit Dragon's End?
It's a heavy question. It's a heavy question.
Because not only do we get information, if we possibly have this creature as not an enemy, and whatever is going on outside with the mushrooms could also be made into something beneficial for us.
That's true. I mean, we did come to this continent to discover its secrets.
and he's not
this-
necessarily hostile. I mean, he was pretty willing to, it's all on the basis of secrets. You help him, he'll help us, kind of thing.
I wouldn't say not hostile. The first thing he did was threaten
Trippy.
Trippy.
Well, he just kind of
I
held
had
on
it
to
under
him
Control.
and
He
kind of
also
listened.
seems slightly not all there.
Definitely not.
Like
Maybe
a
evil.
time bomb. Like a time bomb.
Yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. So yes, the answer is yes.
I think so.
Anyone
it real-
else?
Is it really our job to get this dwarf out, though?
Well, Drogar is kind of the big issue.
Well,
This
getting
dwarf
the
in
dwarf out-
particular is
right. Getting this dwarf out for now. Yes, I think that's important because every life matters.
and
But
whatever the natives' ritual is can't be good.
right.
Hint, hint.
But I think I would have to agree with you if that's your suggestion.
Okay, look. All I know is dwarf in cage tried to steal some books, but is with dwarf that we hate. He's with Drogar, who's downstairs right now with his people doing stuff that's probably bad. So, we should get down there and stop them.
I mean, not
Definitely
not a
definitely
bad game plan.
investigate that. Yeah. And that might be easier with the dragon on our side.
For sure. Having a dragon not trying to eat us while we do that would be perfecto.
This dragon wants secrets. He doesn't like the red dragon. The dwarves are fighting the red dragon, but the dwarves also have the secrets. if we convince Marrow to help us fight the dwarves for their secrets, while also convincing him that it's not going to awaken the red dragon, I think we can stop Drogar.
I think stopping the red dragon is more important, as that one dragon alone is capable of decimating our entire army. We've already handled Drogar's forces once.
Heroes of
Politically.
Dragons End are gone, so we
Politically.
don't know when they'll be back. We can't count on them to be there to kill the dragon.
But I like where your head's at.
It's upside down right now.
So
I
you
think
guys
either
have been
way-
talking for a good while to each other in Dwarvish and other means.
Telepathic.
Yeah. The deep dragon is getting Marrow is getting kind of antsy.
I think the general consensus here is either way, we're working with the dragon and providing secrets. Yes? All in agreement? Well, the ones that are
The
capable
lizard
of
be lizarding.
communicating.
Lizard brain over there.
Over here, like trying to lick my own eyeball.
This was like when I was a snake the whole time. This is super great.
Yeah.
Then yeah. I guess in Dwarvish to the dwarf. All right. Just pay attention to what's happening.
Right?
And no sudden outbursts. Don't screw this up.
Okay. Marrow, we've decided that the best person that can teach you everything you want to know regarding the boomsticks would be this dwarf. However, they are unable to teach this to you while they are inside of the cage.
Why's that?
Well, if you want more of a hands-on and more broad view of how their weapons work, he has to show you.
Is this true, little dwarf? And he kind of taps the cage and makes it kind of spin around him. Yes, absolutely. I will, for my freedom, I would absolutely show you how to make the powder and the mechanisms and the like to assist you in knowing how our boomsticks work. Deal. He coughs up a key and unlocks it.
That's a good place for that.
The hand long reaches and pulls the dwarf out and goes, tick tock. Turns to you and goes, do you like your gift?
Yes, very
Yes.
much.
Thank
He's a little
you.
smelly, but yeah.
Prestidigitation.
Oh. Lemon pledge.
I love this place, but I do not like the red dragon just coming through and wrecking everything on the way. I have gardens. She stomps on them.
By chance, have you had a chance to talk with her? Have you told her this?
No, I had.
Oh, yeah, she is pretty scary.
She's very, very evil.
Oh, yeah.
Not friendly to someone like me. Let us go below together and see what we can do.
Sounds good to me, dude. You lead the way.
Looks at the rest of the party.
Lead the way.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you, looks at the dwarf. get to work. He goes, "Hey!" Starts trying to float away. Yeah.
Yeah.
The deep dragon kind of slithers onward through some halls and down a bend and through a couple of locked doors, and brings you into this large wrecked room where it looks like there was many spiral staircases in the ground going downwards are now charred wreckage of a massive hole in the ground that just goes deep down. Careful. Step into the hole and you will fall.
Oh, so the gravity, how does the gravity work? Why does it stop there?
The investiture
like-
of the land. Ask Harmony. I don't know.
It's actually between two objects, and it fully depends on the size of the objects, which is why, like, planets have a much larger gravitational... You know what? Never mind.
I
Might have
believe
been the
this
smartest
is
thing
the
you've ever said.
excess. I believe this is the excess of his powers.
Mm.
So they're down this hole.
You hear musket fire.
From the hole.
Hmm.
So is this like a slide?
Maybe eventually, you're not sure.
Right now, it just looks like a giant,
It's just
like
a big hole.
empty.
And eventually, you do see some ropes that the dwarf had used to get up here. And it looks pretty secure.
How long have I been wild shape for?
Maybe an hour.
Okay. Gonna offer Melora a ride on my back down the side and then just climb down the side of the hole.
The party descends. Slowly, with the dragon kind of coming into his draconic form, he kind of glides down with you. And slowly you guys land in the rubble of desolation, but surrounded by ruin but grandiose ruin of these dwarven buildings. And slowly, with the dragon kind of keeping an eye ahead with very high passive perception, slowly guides you through this city. And it takes a good amount of time, and every now and then you hear the roar of the dragon just reverberating off of the ruins, and slowly the party stealths their way, keeping a good distance from little squads of dwarves who kind of patrol the area, and eventually you can see the encampment and the rows of cannons that are just kept at the mouth of a great cavern. And the dragon kind of squats down and goes, and you see a deep fiery red glow from within this cavern, and you can see Drogar pacing back and forth, and he's changed. He has this ring with him, a large iron ring, and on it 2 mace heads that have been cut at the head and turned into a flail hang on his belt, and with a saber in hand, he fire, and a detonation line of more cannons go ricocheting into the cave, and you hear the painful roar of the dragon. Next to him, floating, just kind of hovering in place, is a mutated native. Too many teeth, and almost Darth Maul spikes kind of haphazardly growing off one half of the scalp down the side. No arms, just nubs where the shoulders would be, and a floating staff that rotates around him. And he kind of has this hunch as he follows along, and you can hear him whispering and conversing with Drogar, a greedy look in his eye. The deep dragon goes, "It is almost done. We wait. And the party gets a front row seat as the dragon, ancient and red, comes hurling out of the cave, belching fire onto the cannons, which make them detonate and explode. And the party takes cover and watches as this huge fight breaks out. Hundreds of dwarves die with bayoneted muskets firing and charging and stabbing, and the dragon just wreaking havoc, rolling over buildings, and fireballs being cast from natives, vines reaching up and temporarily holding the dragon down and ripping out, until finally Drogar getting on top of one of the highest buildings, the dragon being volleyed back towards it. He dives down and brings his flails down, and you watch as both magic items that are the flail heads smite it across the side, and slowly he just begins grabbing what bit of throat he can, just begins beating the ancient dragon to death.
If I shoot an arrow, do I get XP?
We're not doing XP.
I know.
We're doing milestone.
It'd be a pretty big milestone.
I mean, how
Just
many
a-
people
just a
can say
cheeky
they've
shot.
watched a dragon die? I
Yeah.
mean, an ancient dragon.
The dwarves cheer. And the cheering quickly dies as many small screeches come from the cave. And hundreds of tiny little red drakes come writhing out, and warfare quickly descends upon the party. Not the party, the dwarves as a whole and the natives, and just you realize you are easily missed as almost throughout the entire dwarven ruin, everyone starts fighting these drakes. Drogar storms into the midst of his forces and begins orchestrating, but the native floats over the dead dragon, and you watch this greedy glint in his eye as he begins casting a spell and drawing out the blood of the ancient red dragon.
Well, that's not good.
So a couple
we
things.
we gotta stop that guy.
You watch as Drogar's forces begin fighting their way into the cave mouth where you know the dragon's horde would be.
Also not good.
I mean,
It's good that the dragon's dead, but like this is too much.
Can't hear you, Dorky.
I
All we
just
hear
hear
is muffled
purring.
cat
Oh,
talk.
Dorky.
Just
You're a lot of purring, actually.
Did we? Oh no! Come back. Did we see if Drogar and the native communicated in common or in native tongue, or how were they communicating?
in common. Disappears. So you've
Well,
got a couple
that's
of.
the case. Sorry.
Do you want to try to have eavesdropped? In the moments before. Okay. Everyone roll
Yes.
stealth as you try to get close enough.
Can I cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone? Oh no, I can't. I'm in wild shape. Never mind.
I mean,
You can
I could
unwild.
pop out. I'm gonna pop out of it.
if you want. I mean,
Yeah, I'm popping out and casting it.
Okay.
Everyone has
a plus 10 to their stealth as you attempt to approach on the other side of the building and kind of infiltrate the building that Drogar jumped off of to kill this ancient red dragon.
33.
Okay.
Nat 20.
24.
30. 32.
25.
22.
All right. Everyone successfully gets up to this dwarven wall and through the windows. The players are going to understand this. The party might not immediately understand what's happening, but you watch as one of his mace heads awakens in a similar fashion that the party also has items that can awaken.
Oh,
Are
good.
ya happy, Stubby? And the native floating goes, oh, yes. With this, we will begin again. Harmony will walk amongst us. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm very happy for you. And our agreement. Yes. Help yourself to the treasures that the dragon has. One of your maces that you crave so dearly can be found within. Well, I do believe this ends our agreement. Will you turn on me, dwarf? I have nothing to gain from slaying someone like you. And he turns and begins walking off, and that's when the screeching happens, and they both split their ways as Drogar begins trying to marshal his forces, and this native is sitting there on the other side of this wall, casting magic and slowly drawing the blood and making it pool under him.
How far away is the native from us?
About 20 feet, actually.
And he doesn't see us.
No, he is quite focused. There's also loud noises of combat all around.
Did
Sure.
more? What is
Marrow.
the? Thank you. Did Marrow come with us? Did he sneak
Yes.
with us, or did he stay back?
He is within whispering distance, but he did not go into the building.
Okay. So I want to make myself. Excuse me.
He was like,
Was that a sign that I should not do that? I want to make it so I don't want him to see me, but just like kind of like just shift normally. So it's like, she was, just shifting. It wasn't like she tried to, move out of my sight. And then turning my head away from the party, I want to throw my voice to sound like Drogar
okay.
and yell out.
Throwing your voice isn't really a mechanic in the game. You and I both know you have other means to be able to imitate Drogar's voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so she'll do that to sound like Drogar.
So you're gonna do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what you're doing.
So she's going to kind of like cover herself a bit more and
Okay.
hunch down closer to like the door. And as much as possible, make it try and sound like she's not coming from where she's sitting right now,
Uh-huh.
because she's hoping the cave will kind of cause an echo to kind of help with that,
Okay.
and just yell out.
Well, are you doing the thing? Are you doing...
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
the thing because I want to try and
Okay.
stop him. And yell out.
No, say you're doing the thing. tell the viewers, tell the party, tell the
Well,
players.
she doesn't want to reveal it yet. She doesn't reveal it yet.
She
right?
doesn't
Like,
have to, but if she wants to accomplish this, she would.
I can't just change my voice.
No.
So yeah, then I'm not actually sorry, my camera's blurry. I'm not actually an elf. Like the party doesn't know this, but I'm actually a changeling. And so she's going to use that ability to change her voice, which ultimately is going to bring her back to her normal state. Right? Would you
well,
say,
I was
or do
assuming
I
you
have
were
to
going to
look
turn
like?
into Drogar.
No, I was just wanting to change my voice. Keep the appearance, change the voice. Might as well now, because with the secret's out. But
If you want to perfectly imitate Drogar, you would have to have his vocal cords. This is my kind of understanding of what you're trying to do here. You don't have to revert to your base form.
revert to Drogar. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't want this guy to see where it's coming from, though, because I'm not trying to turn his attention
Okay.
to us necessarily. That was why I wasn't wanting to like pop out or anything. But she'll turn into Drogar and yell out. I'm trying to think, would we have any knowledge of there being something that the natives in general would really, really want, or something enough to throw him off?
Nothing comes to mind.
Not a stockpile of golden antlers.
Does the original party only know of Sam and the whole Harmony transformation, or have they informed the council about it?
I think the council knows.
So would the Vanguard know?
I would say the average Vanguard would not know.
Okay.
But we're not average. No.
Clearly not, changeling.
Well, okay, what if you yell something about Harmony being here?
Yeah, that's the direction I was going. Something about Harmony.
So I'm not gonna try and get my voice that low because my voice we're not gonna do that. But in Drogar's, we're not gonna do that. I'll just start laughing because I can't get low like that.
Okay.
Not to imitate Drogar, like I can't do it. But that's all you get. Basically, she's gonna shout out, "Hey Stumpy, isn't this one of your Harmony things you've been looking for?"
Okay. Because you shifted, you don't have to roll. It is pitch perfect. What did you find? And he starts looking around like, where did that come from? He like originally looked back to where Drogar had been. He doesn't see him. What did you find?
You know I don't know this stuff. You gotta come look at it. It's in the hoard.
He's gonna float a little bit away and is looking in the direction that Drogar had gone. And then continue onwards. And he kind of disappears. He does briefly look back at the dragon, and then he's gonna look around a bit. And then he's gonna go around the corner where Drogar went.
Okay, what the hell?
Still in Drogar form. Now's not the time. We either gotta get a sneak attack or something. We gotta stop him. So let's just go. We can talk about it later.
Ambush.
You got so ugly so fast.
Yes, thank you. It's a great talent. Let's go.
All right, you're right. We will talk about this later.
What a lovely secret.
Not only I could change shape.
Wait, I was out of sight. I specifically say I got out of his sight.
Oh,
because he wasn't in the room.
My bad.
Marrow, is there a way to dispose of the dead dragon's blood quickly?
I have an idea.
Yeah?
I reach into my backpack and I pull out the poison mushrooms. What if we just stick this in the blood?
Taint the blood.
Tainting
That is
it
brilliant.
Yeah,
I like
he's gonna
just face and I
absorb
look
paralysis.
easier than destroying it, yeah.
She's gonna have gone back to her elf form.
Jeff, you can't just give me
I'm not
objects
saying you
early
can't.
game.
That is brilliant.
I have
Yeah.
a herbalism. Can I break it down to powder it to get it in there easier?
Be quick.
You got druidcraft, you can
Yeah.
really do all kinds of
So
stuff.
the party
with
quickly gets to work. And
There's still the pass without trace, yeah?
yeah.
So
And with everyone
I
kinda-
can just sneak up and do this.
Mm-hmm.
Guidance.
that. Yeah, we're all helping.
Take the
All of us
guidance.
are
Yeah.
doing it.
Keeping
Yeah.
the druid quickly gets to work.
Teamwork.
Just kind of pulls out the kit and starts making just kind of looking at the blood and and kind of messing with stuff and shaking some stuff and you know, kind of grinding a little bit, and eventually she gets a very fine dust. It's just black.
Got
Can I hand it over to Trippy? Like, here you go.
Thanks.
Take that. You want?
All right. You have me roll stealth on this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You don't see anyone right away, but you can hear combat and screeching all around.
So that's a 17 on the die. I have a plus 6,
27.
so 23. Plus 10 is 33. I also have guidance because why not?
Yeah,
That would be
do it.
36 and
my
a
God.
side bolstered knack because I can.
my
That would be 40.
Silent.
Is 40 good enough?
Yeah, very much so. Silent as the grave. You, on all fours, just real quiet, kind of climb up, kind of keeping under the nook of the ancient dragonborn, kind of going under the wing, and kind of you appear next to the cracked open skull of this dragon, where all the blood is pouring out, and you see a small wave of these drakes come out, and then they look over and they hear the gunshot, and they writhe off in that direction, and you're pretty sure you're alone. Make a perception check though.
I have a 17 on PP.
Yeah, you do, bud.
That's
Can I have shifted back to my normal state?
Sure.
That's a 20.
Yeah, you don't.
My
You,
L.
you perceive that there is no one around.
Okay. Then yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I just
Oh my god.
put that poison into the blood. Spirit de Santi. Patch it.
You watch
Salt
as
Bae.
this. Yeah. You watch as this lethal mushroom powder just seeps into the blood, and not dissipates, but what's the term I'm looking for?
Dissolves?
Yeah, dissolves into the blood, and you watch it do. It does turn like a darker shade of red, but it's subtle stuff.
Okay, get back,
Push a
get back,
thumbs
get back,
up
get
back to the guys, and I
Come on, come on, come on.
head on
You
back.
return, and you're just like, and the party watches over one, just very, very, gets a bit of a distance and watches through a couple of alleyways, as the guy returns, all frustrated, and he looks around again. Okay, and does not hesitate to control water, essentially. The blood, he takes all of it, and has a medium-sized globe of blood that's just kind of dripping, and he doesn't have arms, but it condenses into a tiny solid marble, and he moves it into a pouch.
And the blood mixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you have successfully he's given him poisoned ancient dragon blood in an attempt to thwart whatever ritual he is up to. You watch one of the drakes come screaming out from an alleyway, and he looks at it, and it dies.
Oh. Oh.
It just halfway through the charge just buckles and
Oh, good.
Oh, we gotta go.
I don't want to fight that.
Yeah, let's go.
a huge explosion goes off in the cave. Something went wrong, and the cave erupts, one side bursting open, and the treasure hoard just blown all throughout the dwarven ruin. Everyone make a
Can I
dex
make
save.
a perception?
Oh.
A deck save. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, it's magic.
That's a 3.
Okay.
Oh
With
no.
the
22.
22.
Just general dex, right?
Uh-huh. A dex save.
Saving throw.
So
18.
18, okay. Jake?
Okay.
26.
Okay. Everyone but the poor druid, who's feeling
16.
mighty proud of herself, just boom, and everyone turns and looks, and then just gets clocked with literal gold, like
Wait,
gold coins.
I rolled a 16.
The druid did. I'm talking
I
about
also rolled a. Oh, the druid got clocked.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it back.
Oh, you said everyone but the druid got
Oh,
clocked.
oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Wait,
I'm
was
sorry.
a 26 not enough?
Yeah.
She's just good.
3, 18.
Yeah, she's like, huh, weird day.
While that's happening, will you allow me to make a perception check to see if I can see maybe if I see a mace flying out of there?
Make a perception check.
Wait, I'm still confused. Who got hit with the gold?
Not you. The druid.
Not
did.
me, that's
the druid.
all.
The druid is gonna take some significant
Is
damage.
a 17 good enough?
Let me roll for a second.
No, you only need to roll 1. It's okay. I'm perfectly okay with
You take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
well, that's fine.
Starts hitting Argon. Give her a potion, give her a potion, give her a potion.
She has cure
I'm
wounds.
just gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Oh, she's still conscious. Good. Good.
I rolled an 11, but added a 6 for my side-bolstered knack, so 17 on perception.
Okay. You do see a mace
Oh boy.
go, and you hear it crash into a building, and you watch as the building folds.
How far away is this building?
$200 feet.
I'm going okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to get this mace. Even if no explosions went off, my last move in this game was to sneak into the cave full of dwarves and drakes.
Bitling, thank you for the raid. Heck,
this
welcome.
mace.
Yeah,
So I'm going.
Ben, would you like to give a comedic breakdown of the journey so far tonight in this one shot for the raid?
Let's see if I remember.
You begin dashing your way. The party
All right,
sees him bolt.
Am I doing the breakdown?
So there we were.
All right, so we are all we're Vanguard of the Hunt or something like that, and we're all elves except for Dorky, but we'll find that out later. We're going, we're trotting, we're plotting, we're planning. We found some mushrooms. I took some mushrooms. They were poison mushrooms. I did not eat the mushrooms. I did get a little high off the mushrooms. It's fine. We're going. We find some mountains. We're in the mountains. It's very thin. I'm kind of in the back, just sleeping on my not a horse. There's like a dead sea serpent off in the distance. There's some rumbling, some rocks fall. We're like, oh no, rocks. Me and Jake go off. We try to find something else. Instead, we just find a dead body. Who would have thought that? We get some magic juice from that, while everyone else tries to acid burn their way into a cave. We finally do. We get up there. We're into a castle, a keep. We decided to sleep that night outside of the keep, but then when it was my turn to pull guard, I was like, I'm not gonna stay here. So I climbed up 100 feet into a balcony, and basically Smeagol the dragon grabbed my wrist. It was like, why are you here? And I didn't want to lie to him, so I was like, triple dog dare. So he was like, well, welcome, friend. And I taught him the secret of the smolder on how you pick up chicks, because that's a thing that I know. And I alerted my friend. We got into the keep, and then there's no gravity in there. We're floating around, and we shared some secrets. I painted a lovely picture. I gave it to Smeagol the dragon. And then we found a dwarf that was locked in a cage because he didn't have secrets, but he did have secrets. There was a lot of nightmares going on. It was a crazy time. And eventually decided that we should probably just go down to this hole that has gravity. So we went down into a hole with gravity. Now we're in a hole with gravity, and we watched a bunch of dwarves fight an ancient dragon who killed the dragon. And then we were like, well, now there's a guy trying to steal the blood of the dragon. We probably shouldn't let that happen. So I snuck up and I put the poison mushrooms into the blood of the dragon. So now the guy has tainted ancient dragon blood. And then, boom, everything exploded. And there's a magic mace somewhere. I don't know. I was barely listening at that part, but I blew up a whole building and I want it.
But Ben, why is Dorky not an elf?
she's a changeling, and she said we'd talk about it later.
Well done. Also, Amanda, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, guys. Welcome. Heck, that was actually really well done. For a guy who claims he doesn't pay attention, he does.
Every week now.
Yeah, we need to do that more.
I have to pay attention to
think-
the little things so I can bring them up and make you remember them.
If Ben is willing, every time we get a raid, we should do that because that was
Ben will do the
that
recap.
was gold. If we
At
can
the
clip
end-
that.
At the end, when it's just the party and you do your after stream, you should just record Ben doing a recap of the episode that week and then just post that.
If Ben is interested, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Either way, welcome, friends. So, the party sees Trippy just. They see the building fold, and he starts running. He starts just going.
Wait, what? Where is
Mace.
he going? Oh, that's all me.
This is not you. This is not unusual for him. Come on.
It's not unusual.
Not when there's a
Um,
guy who can just look at you and kill you.
At this point, I would like to take the last 2 remaining fuzzballs out of my bag for the evening
Okay.
and just toss those and see what kind of animals are joining me in this hunt for the mace.
Do you roll for that? He's got a bag of tricks.
I have to roll 2d8 to see which 2 animals pop out.
Okay.
Okay, so
Badgers,
is this my D8?
badgers,
Okay, so that was a
badgers.
4 on that one, which is
Two more
a.
badgers.
It's a boar,
Okay.
Oh, good.
a boar,
Oh,
and a
wow.
7, a dire wolf.
Those are pretty good
Yeah.
fighters. I mean,
Big
that's
wolf.
yeah.
Okay, so I pulled up the boar.
We still have
and
the
I'm gonna pull
badger,
up-
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the badger.
The badger's been keeping up. Also,
Werewolf.
Lane, thank you
What's
for the
the-
Bit Lane, thank you for the follow. Mail, thank you for the follow, and the Simple DM, thank you for the follow. Captain Bex, thank you for the follow. My goodness gracious. Dirk, thank you for the follow. Tuesdays and
Dire wolf
Thursdays,
is really the best
D&D
part of
nights.
what I'm looking at right now.
Wait, want badgers, but those will do.
I have a badger, a boar, and a dire wolf that are just running at this building with me.
They're all giant or just the badger?
Is the rest of the party
The
following?
badger is a giant badger. There's a boar and there's a dire wolf.
The deep
Oh, I'd
dragon that's
also-
with you, the golem of the golem-looking dragon goes secrets and starts scurrying after you.
I would like to point out that I was the one who made the perception check. You guys did not see the mace.
No, but you did
I
yell
just-
mace
No.
over
I
your
did
shoulder.
yell
Yeah.
mace.
So you throw it out and you look past it and the dragon's trying to beat you to it.
Could he have seen it though?
You don't know. Is the rest of the party following?
We don't really have any other choice. I'll check up on
Yeah,
the
I
druid.
guess.
Okay,
Oh.
Druid's kind of sitting
yeah,
up,
Druid.
bleeding from the head a little bit, but seems
But Argon will follow after because
That's your job now.
it's my job. Yeah.
clank, 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 clank. All right. Vloxen, you sit up, bleeding from the head, but you're good.
You casted Cure Wounds, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
7 HP back.
Okay.
17.
She's gonna like, assuming there's like a bandage or something in her bag, she's going to try and like tear off a piece that's clearly not the right size and just kind of like, because she doesn't know anything about medicine and she's like fixed it.
I'm
Done.
helping.
And then she's gonna tap her head, kind of like pop up, like thinking that'll do something because she always sees people tap and they get healed. So she's like, "Hey, gotcha. It's fixed now."
You're a sorcerer. You know how spells work, and you're just like,
No,
Should
she's
have
not
the
very
egg,
smart,
dunk.
guys. Ta-da.
All right. So
I would like to point out that dire wolf is the fastest person in this group
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah.
He has a speed of 50.
Tell him to grab it.
yeah,
like a
faster
bone.
than the deep dragon.
Grab it like a bone.
Yeah, I mean, after the animals pop up, I'm like, we're getting that mace in the building.
Oh! And the party who does go goes quickly. you get to the rubble, and you find this huge heap of rubble. Somewhere in here is the mace, and the deep dragon has a burrow speed, and so he starts.
So does the giant badger.
Nice. The badger and the dragon. And he's in dragon form. I don't know if I ever specified that.
Yeah.
He's large sized. Both of them begin burrowing in there. And so, all right. So, Trippy, you look around. And you see pouring out of the cave with a hole in the side, many dwarves, but they're very far away.
Sure. We gotta be quick.
The rubble suddenly bursts, and stepping out of the rubble is Drogar. And in his hand is a dead deep dragon. He just comes out dragging it, and he
Dragging it.
Is it our dragon?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
And he
No!
he turns back to the rubble heap, doesn't see Trippy, and starts rummaging through. I'm gonna find you. Where are you? And he starts moving stuff. He looks bloodied. He definitely looks like he just was thrown into a building.
How far away is the party from
He
me
rolled
right now?
a 3 on the perception check to like look around and see if anybody had seen him. And that's why I was like, all right,
And it's
doesn't
just
see you,
me,
I
just-
guess.
Nothing but a mural against that wall.
How far away is the
There's
party
a
right now?
statue of an elf. The party who is with you is with you. The party who didn't follow isn't with you. So next to you is a dire wolf.
Yeah.
And
I have no idea how he didn't see that.
Argon.
And yeah, thank you. And Argon.
Oh, Argon. Okay.
It's like Aragon, but Argon.
Strange,
That's how I
you know,
remember it.
Like the
In
I
my
element.
wasn't
head.
actually thinking about Aragorn when I named it, which is surprising for me. But
Just telepathically to Argon. Do we fight him?
he killed 2 dragons.
Yeah,
No.
dude, no.
No, we don't.
Fine. Are there other mushrooms down in this cave?
No.
Now is
That's
not the
America.
time to be finding mushrooms.
Well, if they paralyze people, it's absolutely the
It's
time.
They're
always-
all outside too.
It's
Let's
always the
go.
time to find mushrooms.
No.
Mushrooms.
Yay.
Maybe it's friendly. No.
You see him.
Mushy
You
giant
see him pull
friend.
out a horn and blare it, and he goes, "Where can I find that thing?" And he starts, surprisingly deftly moving big rocks out of the way.
Oh,
Okay. I guess at this point, I am just going to hide behind something
Okay, you take
and
cover.
watch as this happens.
Okay. Are you following suit, Argon?
no. Yeah, I guess
Okay.
so.
The dire wolf also hides the snoot.
Statue.
And
No.
The dire and the boar.
and oh yeah, sorry, and the boar.
Badger's
And
burrowing
the badger.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And the badger's doing work.
Badger's
So-
sure.
He's on top. He eventually is standing on top of the mound and looking frustrated. And a lot of his forces get there, and you guys are hidden inside one of the ruinous buildings. And he starts having all his people start excavating. And you're standing there and you're watching, and you're like, "Man, this is wild." And then you look over, and your badger is sitting there holding it.
Like right next to me?
You see that he's burrowed up out of the ground, and he's got it.
Go. Send him away.
Let's get out of here, man!
You guys should take his
telepathically to Argon. Who does anyone in the party use melee weapons?
Yes.
You do, Argon, and you're with me.
Jeff, don't raise your
Yeah.
hand.
My fists. It's not like I have a
Okay.
sword, but
Telepathic. Oh, I mean, would the mace do well with you? Because I throw stuff.
I whack things,
I think you
but
need
he's stronger.
the item for the mace head. Like the ring is the item that controls the
So
mace
that's
heads.
what he hasn't done that yet. This is just the mace. This is what what he's gonna do to the mace. He's gonna
then-
cut off the head and add it to his flail of magic maces.
Oh, it's just a mace.
Yeah,
then
it's just a
I
mace right now.
absolutely, because I can use my intelligence with attacks for that instead of strength dex.
Okay.
Smart smack.
I don't know what you want us to roll for this, but I stealthily and quickly I want to grab the mace from the badger, toss it to Argon, and run.
Okay.
Take the
So if you're
roll.
running, it's going to be a more difficult roll. And the druid's not with you, so you won't get that +10 to stealth. You could run, which will be loud, or you can stealth away.
Is
I'm
passive
very
illustration an
stealthy.
aura thing, or is it you choose and for an
It-
hour those characters
it's a-
get it?
It's a distance,
Yeah,
but
there
it
is a
says it in the
certain
spell. I'm
radius.
not sure what the distance
It
is.
says
yeah.
for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you.
Within
Yeah.
30 feet. So
30
as soon as
okay.
we left 30 feet from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Argon, how good are you at stealth? This is just me telepathically asking you, are we sneaking or are we sprinting?
Well,
Is the
I'm
direwolf big enough
I'm
to
in
ride on?
plate armor.
Yeah, big enough to ride on
So he's gonna be very loud.
For one.
for one.
Okay. Here's what's gonna happen.
Oh, also, so
However, I can disguise self, including clothing, armor, and weapons.
Here's what I want to happen. I'm gonna take the mace from the badger, toss it to Argon, telepathically tell him to get on the direwolf, tell the direwolf to sprint, and then I am going to hide in place and hope for the best.
okay.
Do I hear this as well in the telepathic?
If we're doing the conference room thing.
You are in the Zoom call.
I'm gonna prepare something. Like, is something on fire around me?
You can see not near you. But I mean, you can start a fire. You've got a bit of wiggle room time here.
I want to try and get like an arrow on fire and shoot it in the opposite direction of where they are in order to create a distraction.
Okay. You've got a little bit of time, so you start a fire with some of the refuse that's around, and you knock an arrow to the fire, and make a just a straight dex check for me. As you try to land it within sight of where these enemies are, and in an area that would have enough effect to start a fire.
21.
Okay. You manage you shoot your shot, and you wait a little while, and then you slowly start seeing a column of smoke rising that's getting progressively thicker. Grace, thank you for the follow.
Excellent.
And did you tell us anything telepathically? Because if not, I'm going through with this get Argon out with the mace plan.
I'm letting you guys know I'm creating a distraction.
So as the column appears in the opposite direction, you watch one of the dwarves like look up and see it and smack Drogar, who punches him, and then he looks and he sees it and goes, "Go find out what that is. Did we start that?" He looks at the unconscious dwarf. "Did we start that?" "No, sir."
I love that one of the
Okay.
dwarves just has that accent.
"No, sir."
Now with
Yeah,
with,
just-
No, indeed, Drogar.
with the
I'm now your
distraction-
second in command.
one is not like the rest.
He's looking at the
Knocked out the
unconscious
other
in
one.
command and goes, "No, sir." "Why did I say it like that?"
He was definitely not my brother, I assure you. I do not like him at all.
See, that is a
You're
call
the
to
main man.
I say. Canon, chat, name this person for me.
I'm a dwarf.
I am a dwarf, definitely, sir. He's a gnome, but he's just kind of biff. He's just kind of
3 gnomes in a trench coat.
name is Arthur.
Just two, you know.
He's been disguised himself this entire time. I really hope they don't figure it out.
Please don't punch me like him. Please don't punch me like him. Oh my gosh.
He gets
How far
punched
away-
And the top, you know, gnome
Yeah,
goes
just
flying,
one, just-
and the trench coat, and it's just one other gnome like. All right.
How far away is Drogar?
Drogar is
Major
probably at this point. You're in an adjacent building. He's in the center of the building, 80 feet.
Okay, I'm just curious as to whether or not having the boar charge Drogar while Argon is running is gonna help with distraction or not.
That's a you call, isn't it?
It would be a sneak attack, right?
If anything, it would make him look back in our
direction.
I don't think boars get sneak attack. I'll be honest.
No, they don't. But if I have the boar kind of like loop, I don't know exactly how I would do it.
You can do something like that. You can instruct the boar to distract from a direction.
Okay, yeah. Well, then
Okay.
I will tell the boar, distract him,
Okay. So
and also the badger, the boar and the badger, distract him.
Okay. The badger looks at you like, but does what you say.
Thank you, badger. I grab the
Distract
mace.
him, just don't get caught. Duh.
Sir Dwarfy,
Grab
not a
the mace.
gnome.
Grab the
I
mace.
love it.
Toss it to Argon. Look at the dire wolf, and I get him out.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing too hard. I can't even see. It's terrible handwriting. Okay. The smoke, many of his forces leave and have their back, and then a badger suddenly appears and like starts like nomming, like just chewing on Drogar's ankle, and then a boar like side checks one of the other people who are heading out to investigate the smoke, and everyone's attention is diverted as he just kills this thing. he just beats it to death. As the wolf sprints forward, Argon, you're like, "Ooh," and you grab onto his fur as you start riding bareback. Quiet, padded footsteps, and he disappears. I will say
real
this.
quick. I want to also stuff my maps into the mouth of the wolf before he runs.
Okay. I will say this. You see a twitch from the deep dragon. The carcass has been thrown aside and forgotten, and you see like a... It's playing dead.
Have a girl.
I want to cut telepathic communication from these two. And using a psionic die, establish it with Deep Dragon. And I rolled a 5, so I have it with him for 5 hours. I'm sure our telepathic
Okay.
communication is probably pretty close to being over anyway. And just, Marrow, you alive? I just chuckle with him. Are you hurt?
Yes.
Badly?
Yes. I'm just gonna stay here for a little while.
Oh. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna stay here too.
Okay.
All right. Argon gets back to the party with a mace, and most disturbingly, the wolf has the maps. That Trippy was making.
Where's Trippy?
He stayed behind for whatever reason.
Because if I started running, they were gonna see me, and I was not fast enough, and the dire wolf was only big enough to carry one.
Take the maps from the wolf, send it back.
The wolf doesn't take orders from you.
Yeah, I try to like use my telepathic connection and realize it's not there anymore.
Can I like make an animal handling check? Be like, go get Boyo, go get your.
I think it's
Handle-
magically.
Master.
I think it's like bound to
So
Trippy's orders.
as it goes, the orders that I give it, in the absence of orders from me, it just acts as it would, as the creature just normally would.
Okay, then go
but
ahead
still
and make your animal
friendly to the
handling
party.
check.
Guidance.
Intelligent eye. One, the two intelligent eyes kind of
It says
watching your hands and
specifically, the
sniffing you.
creature acts in a fashion appropriate to its nature.
Could we arguably say that because he's a loyal creature, he can have advantage on his animal handling? It wouldn't be that hard to convince the wolf to go get his master.
no, but I am just making it an easier roll.
Fine.
13.
You succeed.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
And it-
man.
That was like the
Quiet-
roll was 2.
Yeah, well, it was 10. You definitely it kind of eyes you for a little while longer and deftly pads into
We did
the-
for sure take the maps, though, obviously.
All right, we're over time, so let's wrap this bad boy up. The wolf returns to you, Trippy.
Mm-hmm. How far away is the deep dragon from me?
60 feet.
60 feet. Would I be able to get on the dire wolf and the dire wolf be able to grab the deep dragon and
Drag
carry him
It's a
out?
large-sized creature.
So is the dire wolf.
Yeah.
Okay, telepathically, I want to the deep dragon. Can you go back into marrow form,
Marrow form? Oh, human form?
human form?
Yes.
I just don't know.
It's a
Keep it
big
behind.
risk.
Don't do
Yeah.
it.
Do it.
He'll
do
be
it,
okay.
do
Let him
it,
play dead for a
do it.
while.
Trust the party.
How close is the dragon to us?
You guys are very far away.
Yeah.
No.
It,
yeah.
it might not help entirely, but since you have been in combat with the party before, you do know that I have a maneuvering attack, which means I attack and then I get to let someone move up to half their speed without provoking opportunity attacks as a reaction. So
Is
you
there
have
any-
a 50-foot speed creature that can also move
For all of
25
us to make
feet
it out alive.
outside of their own movement. They can
I've been
move
trying to plan
75 feet.
Trippy's noble death for a while now.
No!
Make your attempt, my guy. We gotta end it.
Imagine
We
if
gotta
him
wrap
and
up. Just
Menti wrote
less think, more
next.
do.
Yeah. I mean, so I just knowing that friggin' Tana said earlier that the knowledge of this dragon is probably gonna help out a lot. I know that this dragon is more important knowledge-wise for his secrets, and so just telepathically, Mero, I'm getting you out of here, but you owe us your life.
Fine. Get me away from this terror of a dwarf.
Okay. So I'm gonna have the dire wolf. This is all gonna happen around the same time. I am going to create a distraction for the dire wolf to get Mero out.
Okay. What do you do?
I mean, I don't know exactly what's going on in this room right now, but so I have psychic blades that can just appear out of nowhere. I can throw them very far. I get sneak attack damage. I can possibly throw a psychic blade at a structure that looks like it's about to fall down and have it collapse and create a diversion that Drogar would then want to.
Okay. So, you step out and you throw a psychic blade at one of the buildings. And the building does not fall. Drogar sees it And one of the other soldiers goes, "Ah, sir! An elf!" And he turns. And you dart along one way, sacrificing yourself for the good of Dragon's End. And as Drogar unclips his long mace head on a chain and swings his flail at you, the wolf darts forward, lightning fast. The deep dragon transforms into a miniature hamster, and he scoops him up and he runs.
That was an option the whole time?
And that's the last word you get out as this mace comes hurtling and breaks against your jaw. I gotta roll this damage.
Great last words.
Oh God in heaven. Oh no. Take 68 points of damage.
That's more than double my health.
You go lights out, and that's all that's where that narrative line ends, because there's no one there. The wolf appears with no one and then has a tiny hamster. and Frick, I'm sorry, Frick and Melora, you look at your hamster and you see the second hamster. And the hamster looks weak and sad. And you scoop it up. And you guys don't know what happened. But you wait a little longer. And eventually realize he's dead. And there ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it. But you prevented a lot of good stuff. And potentially saved Dragon's End. You totally did.
We prevented bad stuff.
Yeah, sorry. Talking all over the place today. And so you return, going up to the keep, where the deep dragon reveals itself and informs you that unfortunately it pledges its life to Dragon's End. A life debt. You don't know if he's gonna honor it, but he does agree to let the people of Dragon's End set up an outpost here where they can send scholars, and he will trade for his secrets. Postscript. The party, weeks later, comes over a bend and goes to look upon Dragon's End and thinks about Dunkin' Dragons and how they'll get to sit in a bar and have ale and finally get some rest after some hard-won, victories, to find dead grass, a city swollen with undead, a massive bone naga serpentine dragon curling and watching over everything, blood coagulated up the sides of the cliffs with pods of people being turned into mutants on the sides, and small tendrils of sinew making this strange gram over the city. And that's where we're going to leave off for the night.